60 Minutes tonight on CBS. Jimmy Smith and Pittsburgh. You tonight on CBS.
Are you tired of looking for a pair of shoes to only find one shoe or your favorite shirt shoot off by your favorite first brand? It's time to have Yellow Living customize your closet space for your needs to give you a little peace of mind knowing that those furry paws can't make a mess. We take the time to understand your needs, style preferences, and more to create an organizational solution that is completely customized to you. Call us today to get organized and keep those paws away. Yellow Living, serving Central PA.
Renee Bell. She's scammed taxpayer money from an emergency relief fund to pay her own home mortgage. But she was never going to lose her home because documents show Renee Billow bought a second property next door, only days after taxpayers paid for her home, just so Renee could have a yard behind her pool. Renee Billow. Taxpayers can't afford her scams in Harrisburg.
This is Franco Harris from Steel Country. It's been a while since we had a senator from Western PA, and those years have been great. Washington forgot us. That's why I'm with John Fetterman. He's been fighting here for 20 years. Washington sees us as rust. John sees steel. John will fight to make more stuff here, cut taxes for working people, and make sure no one forgets our home.
I'm John Fetterman, and I approve this message.
When I help oversee our Center of Excellence program, we're taking an approach of the whole patient and trying to understand what is your health today and what will be your needs tomorrow. How do we do that? How do we stay on the cutting edge of innovation? And how do we do it in the most cost-efficient and highest value you can?
As you can see, I traded in my helmet for a headset. Happy Halloween.
We want to
What do you mean you don't have any candy?
how we
You have football instead?
to our membership.
Pennsylvania football for that matter? The Steelers and the Eagles? Okay. Thanks for tuning in and watching my NFL live watch along reactions live right here on YouTube. We'll have the Pittsburgh Steelers and Philadelphia Eagles do battle from the link in the city of brotherly love 2 years after they last met in the Steel City at Heinz Field during the COVID season in 2020. But, of course, then Doug Peterson was the Eagles coach. Now it's Nick Sirianni. The then quarterback for the Eagles was Carson Wentz. Now it's Jalen Hurts. Mike Tomlin still at the helm of the black and gold. Roethlisberger retires. Rookie quarterback in Kenny Pickett, starting for the fourth time this season as Pittsburgh sits at 2-5, coming off of a Sunday Night Football loss last week against the Dolphins. Miami is undefeated at 6-0. Last time, however, I might add, they were 6-0, and coming off of a bye, they lost to a rookie quarterback. That was Big Ben Roethlisberger back in 2004, and the black and gold Pittsburgh Steelers. The game was on Fox. It was in Pittsburgh. Today it's on CBS and in Philly. But thank you for tuning in and watching my live watch-along reactions live right here on YouTube. As always, I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Coan Luke 96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. That thumbs up button. Share, hashtag NFL, hashtag Steelers, hashtag Eagles, hashtag PIT for Pittsburgh versus PHI for Philadelphia. Chat questions and comments, super chats, super stickers, super likes, super thanks, always greatly appreciated as well. And yes, in fact, Cheats is in fact better than Wawa. But as we'll have Jim Nance, Tony Romo, and Tracy Wilson on the call and kickoff momentarily, the Steelers will be without kicker Chris Boswell today, as they sign Nick Skiba. Should have dressed up as Scuba Steve for Halloween this year, now that I think about it, but I'll digress. Boswell out with an injury. Skiba, who they had in training camp in the preseason, signed him off the street within the past 72 hours, and he'll start today at kicker. Pittsburgh also going to be without Larry Obi-Wan Kenobi Obajobi at D tackle, but of course Cam Hayward's still up in the middle. TJ Watt's been out since week 1. He did practice this past week. They didn't activate him though, so he's once again out, but should be returning sometime soon. They're going to have 21 days to activate him now that he's practiced. So before Thanksgiving, he'll return. They're on a bye next week, so probably one of the next two home games, whether it be the Saints or the Sunday night matchup, the Sunday before Thanksgiving, with the Cincinnati Bengals in the game. He went down, of course, in Week 1. As Pittsburgh won then, of course, went on a losing streak. Won a few weeks ago, lost again last week. They're 2-5 at the 6-0 Eagles. And, we'll see what it gives today. Pittsburgh's going to have to find a running game to help out rookie quarterback and Kenny Pickett today. As always, check down to Pat Fryermuth, who he seems to love to get the football to, which thank God for that. But these wide receivers, whether it be Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, George Pickens, it's been 1, 2, 3 in any which order the past few games for who's 1, who's 2, who's 3. Receivers need to step up. I've thought the offensive line really hasn't looked, half bad this year. Penalties, no turnovers either. I saw yesterday with another Pennsylvania team with turning the football over and how that went for them. But as the Eagles are on kickoff, we will, in fact, get the Steeler offense out on the field first this afternoon with the Eagle logo at midfield, the new Eagle font in the end zones. That's still taking some time to get used to. But from the green grass at the link, touchback, 1st and 10, Pittsburgh, from the 25-yard line. So Mike Tomlin at the helm. Matt Canada is the offensive coordinator, but I'm calling plays today, okay? Steeler offense has been, subpar, to say the least. Honestly, they need to start out strong and fast, and, we'll see what they do here on the opening play, but 1st and 10, Pittsburgh from the 25. They will rock the Naj and run double deuce. Najee Harris. So, however, no gain on the play, 10 seconds in for Kenny Pickett, who grew up in New Jersey, committed to Temple, decommitted, went to Pitt, drafted by the Steelers this past year in the 1st round, taken over for number 7, the future Hall of Famer, and Big Ben Roethlisberger, who, as a rookie as well, defeated the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles, who are coming off a bye, as mentioned. Okay. Barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. They might give him a half a yard. But, they say 1 full yard on that gain. 3rd 9. Pocket collapsed. He had to tuck it and run as nobody was open. And, yeah, what can he do? 3rd 9. You're probably looking for something over the middle. You can take a deep shot. They've been trying to extend the field, but really hasn't worked out much. I believe Warren's in the ball game at tailback. He is. And Pickett, goes down on a big hit on a sack. And 3 plays, 1 yard, and Pittsburgh will go 3 and out to begin the game. And what can you do? Good defense by Philly. They're undefeated for a reason, for God's sakes. Coming off of bye, Reddick, who did play at Temple, drafted by the Cardinals. I believe a former Panther as well, and now back in Philly. Philly making some trades recently, as are a few other teams, with the trade deadline looming on Tuesday. But Pittsburgh punts, and here comes Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagle offense. Traded for A.J. Brown, speaking of trades, back during the draft. And then Tennessee drafted Traylon Burks to replace Malik Willis, getting his first start today for the Titans as well, with Tannehill out. But Devontae Smith at receiver, Dallas Goedert at tight end. Boobie Miles, who's from Pittsburgh, plays college ball right here in Happy Valley at Penn State at tailback. So, Philly's looked unstoppable at times, but also at times, they've gone out to early leads and then just done enough defensively and of course, held on to win. But at the end of the day, a win's a win, and, that's all that matters. So, they're 6-0, and we'll see how today goes. Pittsburgh defensively banged up still. Talk about the injuries. TJ Watt out. Ogunjobi's out today as well. Somebody has to step up defensively. I don't care who it is. More so than not, in the middle at linebacker. As they'll bring some pressure. Hurts pass complete after the first pass was incomplete. A.J. Brown for about 9 yards. So they got a 3rd and 1 on this opening drive. Pittsburgh out with Levi Wallace once again at corner. However, still have Minka and Edmonds in the back end with Cam Sutton. But 3rd and 1 here for Philadelphia. And a toss, and they'll get first down easy. And Witherspoon back. Good to see him return from his injury. Edmonds and 2-5 push him out. So 1st and 10 for Philadelphia here on this opening drive. And once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. We're also watching the Bears and Cowboys on Fox, as both CBS and Fox have doubleheaders today, along with Sunday Night Football still to come tonight with the Packers and Bills. And of course, this all is after Thursday Night Football and the 3rd and final London game this morning, which we'll get more into a little bit later on, coming at halftime with first half stats and scores and take a look at what's going on around the league. But 1st and 10 and handoff for a yard. So another 2nd and long for Philadelphia here. But yeah, as they zoom in on Miles Jack, one of the linebackers for Pittsburgh, him, Devin Bush, Big Bob, Robert Spillane, I don't care who it is, hell, even Reed coming off the edge, who they traded for from Denver. He really hasn't done much, even with Watt out. Alex Highsmith's the guy who could, have a good game once again today. But they just need to get after him. That pass incompletes the 3rd and 9. Got to force pressure, make them make mistakes, and just try to capitalize. And special teams could be key for Pittsburgh this afternoon as well, just especially with how the offense is at times and, defensively not being able to get off the field. 3rd and 9, Goddard on a bubble screen, and he'll be short, 7, maybe 8, be 4th down and about 1.5 yards too. And Philadelphia going to have a decision to make here. Looks like they'll go for it, but just get off the field. Make some stops, get the ball back, momentum, rhythm, make sure it's built up, and capitalize off of that. There's Nick Sirianni, Philadelphia Eagle head coach. Parents grew up in North Central and Western Pennsylvania and grew up a Steeler fan. 4th and 2. Philadelphia going to go for it. And they fake the give, roll out, tight end of the flat, Goddard first down. Needed 2, got about 4 or 5, first down Eagles. So they'll move the sticks and keep this drive alive as the Cowboys score and go up 6-0 pending the upcoming extra point. So, yeah, just typical, Steelers start. Slow, and then defense, whether they're getting off the field or not, hopefully they're going to keep the offense in the game until they get rolling. That's just how it normally goes. Another bubble screen, Devontae Smith from Alabama, that Bama connection with Hurts and 6. So, at least that didn't hurt that bad. They lose a few yards on that play, so 2nd and long. From the 39, out of the pistol. Pittsburgh will shift on the D-line, and they'll fake the run. Philadelphia. Hurts going to go deep down the middle in the end zone. It'll be caught. Minka Fitzpatrick on the coverage, but A.J. Brown for 6, touchdown Eagles, and very similar to a few weeks ago. The day after I was last in Philly for WWE Extreme Rules when Bray Wyatt had returned. Be sure to go check out those videos. And thanks for tuning in and watching today. But as Philadelphia does some sort of celebration, when Pittsburgh went to Buffalo, okay, Pickett's first started for fourth down today, opening drive, they had him in 3rd and long, and then Josh Allen hits Gabe Davis for a 97-yard touchdown. The second drive, with Minka on the cover, just as he was on that play, they go deep again, and he gets beat, and as it should have been an interception, he couldn't come down with it, just like that right there, and A.J. Brown, more physical, and able to make the catch in the end zone and touchdown Eagles. They lead it 7-0 here early. So, Philly, they're trying to establish a run game, as Pittsburgh tried to as well, but close but no cigar here. A few minutes in, still a long game, still a lot of football left to be played, no doubt about it. But, with that being said, Pittsburgh's getting beat by the pass game once again. More so than not deep, but also these, short, intermediate undercuts, routes over the middle. Got to cover the tight end. Goddard had a couple of catches on that drive. Talk about A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Well, they both had a couple catches, and then Brown had a touchdown. So it all starts up front. You got to be able to block, and Philadelphia has one of the best offensive lines in the league. As did Pittsburgh at a time. I mean, once again, I've thought they haven't played, that bad this year to an extent, but, still on the road. Crowd's going to be into it. I'm sure they're chanting "Fly Eagles Fly," EAGLES right now after the touchdown, as they always do. But just no penalties, nothing stupid. Okay, no turnovers. You got to, keep yourself in the game, give yourself a chance. So it still should be a good game, down to the wire finish. These two teams normally play each other pretty tight. Of course, that was then, though. This is now. Regime change, not so much. These teams are more similar than not when healthy, and when Pittsburgh can run the football, because damn well Philadelphia is going to be running the football, a good portion of today's game. They'll try to run the ball and then run play action off of it, and then Hurts will try to beat you that way. But then it flip-flop and pass to run. So yeah, I mean, opening drive, touchdown given up, and as Minka slams his helmet, pissed off. Well, how do you respond though? Next time, how do you, stop? It's 7-0 with 9:23 to play in the first. It's not 7-0 or 50-0 or whatever the score might be with 9:23 to play. But we saw it happen with 9:26 to play yesterday, and talk about turnovers once again, as Eagles once again kick off, and we'll have another touchback. So here we go. Pittsburgh back out on offense, and as mentioned, Matt Canada, you're not calling the plays today. I am. So Pittsburgh, with that being said, let's see what they do. How about we do it? The play sheet says, how about we get Najee Harris the football? Got to establish a run game. Got to open up the play action though, and they'll fake the give. All right, roll out, and Derek Watt on the reception. So fullback involved. Go old school here, but 2nd down and 5. 9:03 and counting to play in this first quarter. Pittsburgh with a 5-yard gain after only going about a yard or so on the opening drive. And then a punt, and then an Eagle touchdown. So Zach Gentry in motion. They'll fake the draw, pass in the dirt near side, intended for Deontay Johnson. They say that was caught. How the fuck did he catch that? That was incomplete. Okay, I think everybody thought it was incomplete, but somehow, some way, the refs were saying that was a catch. They'll replay the down because there's a penalty, so that ain't going to matter. All right, so 2nd down and 5, 2nd down and 10, 2nd and 15, I think, with a hold, whatever the foul was. 2nd and 10. Might have been an illegal shift. And a couple crucial penalties late, and then, talk about turnovers last week. That's what killed him. Bubble screen complete. Johnson's got a block. And a first down. Pittsburgh at the 39. All right. Let's get back to the running game. Empty set. Maybe quarterback draw. No, quick pass. Claypool, who's reportedly on the trade block, makes a 7, maybe 8-yard catch. Be 2nd and short. 2nd and manageable. Once again, just work the sticks. Give yourself a chance. Just keep moving the football forward rather than backwards. And they're empty set. I don't mind it, but, we saw him go down on a few sacks on that opening drive already. Just make sure there's protection for him as he's going to roll out, and there's a flag. Be a hold, 10 yards, replay it down. Pass out of bounds, incomplete anyway, but hold. Another illegal formation. Okay, Chuk wasn't on the line, they say. See a replay of that. I mean, I don't know. Only a 5-yard penalty, 2nd and 7, but I don't know how the hell an offensive lineman would have been able to, lined up on the offensive line for that matter. All right. A couple 5-yard penalties on the Steeler drive. 7:07 to play in the first. 42-yard line. Trips in a bunch, but Fryermuth's going to motion near side. And Pickett looking over the middle, and, well, guess what? He's going to get sacked again. So, talk about this offensive line not looking too shabby. Well, they look like absolute dog shit right now. Another flag on the play, though. So, refs seemingly grabbing their pockets a little too much here early. Got a hold on the Eagle defense, so the sack's going to negate, come off the board. Automatic first down for the Pittsburgh offense. Holding back end. Pickens, I guess, was held. Yeah. A little bit, but still foul. They're at least they're calling the obvious ones. I mean, if it's a penalty, call it. If it's not, don't let them play. But, a couple penalties in a row there for whatever reason. Here we go. 1st and 10 Pittsburgh from the 46. Play clock at 3. Got to get it off. Timeout. 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 Jesus Christ, it's a fucking delay game. Another penalty. Got to call a fucking timeout. Just going the wrong fucking way. So. First and 15. I'd be running the football. I would. But, well, another empty set as they motion out of the backfield. So, Pickett, quick pass. I mean, these bubble screens technically are short pass, catch and runs, but 2nd and 13, just get something over the middle for, I don't know, 5-8 yards. 88, 81, 83. 2nd and 13. From the 44, Claypool in motion. And Pickett will run a draw, which I don't mind. And the bulldozer. And Jalen Warren going to get a good 12, almost 13 yards. It looks like he's going to be short. 3rd and 1. Go hurry up, yeah. Get up there and snap it. Catch them off guard, sneak it. Run a bootleg roll out on a play action, go to your tight end. 3rd and 1. They'll sneak it. Pickett gets the first down, and they'll move the sticks. First down, Steelers. All right, Kenny, let's go deep. Let's take a deep shot. Let's go 4 verts. But if the screen's there out of the backfield, dump it off. From the 42, Sims in motion, Steven Sims Jr. They'll fake the end around and fake the give, roll out, and go to the tight end. And Zach Gentry, all right, 3 yards. And they're slowly but surely, one steady wins the race, moving the football, downfield now. But you got to punch it in when it's all said and done, man. You got to score some points. You got to cut this lead, let alone tie it up. As we got about 4.5 minutes to play in this opening quarter. 2nd and 7 from the 39-yard line. And Pickett got a pump fake down the middle, caught Fryermuth at the 20 inside, down at the 17-yard line. 1st and 10 for the black and gold. You got to score. I'm telling you, man. Go right back to him. Halloween weekend last year had a game-winning touchdown at Cleveland. Why can't he do the same in a big game today on the road in Philly? As Philadelphia is the furthest east Pittsburgh will play at this year, as they will not leave the Eastern time zone. They went to Philly back last in 2016 and got their ass kicked, but went to Miami last Sunday night. Of course, lost, but that was the furthest south they'd be traveling. Philly today, the furthest east. Go to Indy on a Monday night in about a month. That's the furthest west they'll go. They already went to Buffalo. Pickett tucks it and runs and gets 11 yards on a scramble and gets a first down. 1st and goal, Pittsburgh now inside the 5. And a good decision. Nobody open. He tucks it and runs. And now with a 1st and goal, let's give Najee football. You got to punch it in here. Score 6. Six different receivers on 6 different completions. And they will run a draw to 22 Najee Harris. But he only gets a yard. All right, keep pounding the rock. Second and goal. I mean, I wouldn't mind another play action to the tight end. Whatever you do. No fade. No fade. They run a wildcat. All right. Trickery. Shuffle it. Najee's going to get credited for the pass. And Johnson's going to get 3 yards to the 2. Maybe the 1 will be 3rd and goal from there. Zach Gentry missed his block. Claypool with a good block. 3rd and goal from the 1. You got to punch this in now. You got to score. You had 3rd and 1. You snuck it. You got a first down and kept the drive alive. They'll line up 3rd and goal, of course, out of the gun. Well, more so from the 2.5-yard line. So whatever you do, though, like I said, no fade, no fade. But guess what they fucking do? They run a fucking fade. Nobody's there. Incomplete. 10 for Deontay Johnson. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Come on.
This is outstanding coverage. He's going to slip. Right there, Johnson. He slipped, but from right there, you're allowed to get your hands up on him that close to the line.
Just pathetic. 4th and goal, and here comes Skiba wearing number 4. Yeah, they had him during camp in the preseason. They cut him, but they bring him back and had an NCAA record for kicking percentage in college. Now another flag on the play. 4th and goal from the 3. If it's on the Eagles, that's half the distance and automatic first down.
Those don't compute that much. And yes, you might not be able to kick the 62-yard.
But it looks like it'll be on the Steelers, and a false start 5 yards. They'll back them up. So, I mean, still a chip shot, and they'll still kick it. But delay a game on the defense, trying to get them to jump. All right. They'll replay 4th down. It's still half the distance, but are they bringing the offense back out? What the fuck's the damn mic? 4th and goal. Offense coming back out. 2:01 to play in the quarter. Pickett back out there with the Steeler offense. From the 1, 4th and goal, he's under center. Yeah, watch an end around. They will end around to Claypool. He's got a block. He passes it, caught, touchdown. Derek Watt. Boom. Hell yeah. Yeah, all right. No, Matt Canada ain't calling plays today. Like I said, I am. I drew that up. That's a touchdown for the Steelers. I wasn't expecting them to throw it, but yeah. Right, this is Romo. Said, hey, watch Claypool and underround. You know, they had, looked like 3 tight ends on that play with a tailback. And Claypool the only receiver. Well, fullback would have been one of the tight ends as well, and Derek Watt. Here's Skiba for the extra point rather than the field goal. Kicks up, kicks good, and the Pittsburgh Steelers tied at 7 with 1:57 to play in this first quarter. So, yeah, he's fired up. I'll take it, but he's been getting a lot of flack for slacking, I should say, for that matter. Run some trickery on goal to go, 4th and goal, I might add, after a penalty when they're going to kick it. So, of course, they could have got nothing out of that after going for it. But they draw what they drew up, and they score, and they tie the game up. So take it for what it's worth, but tie game now 7 apiece. Defensively now, defense has to make some stops. So I guess I can, run both sides and call some defensive plays here for Terrell Austin today as well. But no, with that being said, yeah, the Steelers in short goal line or just short yardage situations with Claypool sort of as that number 2, number 3 receiver, depending on the game. And in the past few years, after he was drafted out of Notre Dame, they do like that end around. As it looked like they're coming near side, which they did, okay, potentially roll out and maybe somebody's wide open on the far side in the back corner. I didn't like the fade. I don't like fades to begin with in those situations. They ran it, goal to go. Luckily, they got the penalty. They go for it. And like I said, they couldn't have got it, but they did, and they scored and they tied it up. So at least they have something to show for it other than still 0 when they could have kicked it. And then, okay, had the field goal down 4, but then the penalty, and then they get the touchdown. So tied at 7. But, once again, with that being said, they run the end around, fake the give, which they still could have handed off if they would have faked the end around then at that point. He had a few blockers, but then Watt got off his block and then rolled, and he's wide open, and Chase Claypool with the left-handed throw, and like I said, yeah, I wasn't expecting him to throw. I don't know if that was originally in the play call or not. Of course, only they're going to know. It seemed so, though. It seemed like that was the case rather than, just running an end around and then like, hey, break off if it ain't there, pitch it. So hopefully somebody's open. Just do something with it. Keep running, of course, get in the end zone, score. But, yeah, they, of course, went 3 and out of the opening drive, give them a touchdown, but then they strike and tie the game up at 7. So here we go. And at the end of the quarter, we'll update some stats and scores. But 1st and 10 now for the Eagles. And I keep losing this fucking mic. Where the hell is it? There it is. Yeah, they got lucky with a hold on that too, it looked like. But all right, Pittsburgh defensively now. Eagles going to be out of the pistol. I mean, Hurts going to keep it for himself, slides and get 9 yards. You got to get pressure. You got to force some pressure. You got to stop their rushing game. If you can stop Hurts and you can stop Boobie Miles, you should be all right. But more so than not, if you can just stop the run game in general, make him throw. Which, okay, you got beat on the opening drive, but I think you should be all right. But even so, if you can stop the pass and then, better off stop the run later, I think you'd be probably even better off then at that point. But, yeah, we'll see what goes. 3rd and 1 from the 29. And a draw, and they'll get a 1st down. 3rd and a long one, more like 3rd and 2, and he got 3. 1st down. Jack on the tackle. As the Cowboys now lead 14-0 over the Chicago Bears, who are coming off a Monday night win at New England last week. Now at Dallas, and Dak's 2nd game back. They went to Philly a couple weeks ago on a Sunday night. Lost because of turnovers. Pittsburgh did the same on the road last week on Sunday Night Football as well. Now on the road again today. Tied at 7 with the Philadelphia Eagles. Hurts going to go deep down the far side. Turn around, pick that off. Incomplete. Good coverage by Sutton. Almost brought him down on the sack to begin with. But, Quez Watkins, the intended target. Boom. Yeah, they got to him, but he got rid of it right as, they got to him. And now incomplete, 2nd and 10 from the 32. Tight end in motion, play clock winding down. They get it off. More pressure. Pass near side, caught. A.J. Brown. And another short 3rd and 1. And that should probably do it for the opening quarter, unless they'll hurry up here and try to draw them off sides or do, in fact, run a play to end the first. But it looks like that'll do it for the 1st quarter. Tied at 7 here with the Steelers and Eagles this afternoon. They'll sneak it, and they won't get it. Flag on the play. So let's see what the dirty laundry is. But we'll play on for the time being. Of course, offside on the Steelers. Automatic 1st down anyway. Jesus Christ. And now that'll definitely do it for the 1st quarter. 9 seconds, unless the clock's going to stop, which it should roll here in a second. They're not going to be in any hurry to snap it. But they, ran the sneak there. Yeah, clock runs. Whistle blows. And that'll do it for the 1st quarter. Tied at 7 with the Eagles at home, taking on the visiting Pittsburgh Steelers from Western Pennsylvania. And thank you for tuning in and watching. Kenny Pickett, 6 of 7 for 53 yards passing. However, with the Steelers having a passing touchdown, he does not have that passing touchdown. It's from Chase Claypool to Derek Watt. Who would have thought? As Najee Harris also has a pass complete for 4 yards, as they ran Wildcat on that last drive as well. Goal to go from inside the 5 and punch it in. We're going to kick the field goal, get the penalty. 6 total penalties in the first 15 minutes combined by both teams. So we'll see how much that continues or digresses the rest of the way today. But they get the penalty. We're going to kick it. Decide to go for it, and then Claypool in an end around throws it. Old school Antoine Randall for you in the Super Bowl, if you will, to Hines Ward. More so than not, that was a double pass behind the line of scrimmage, and then a deep ball. But for the former Indiana quarterback to the former Georgia quarterback, both playing receiver in the NFL, the Steelers won the Super Bowl then against the Seahawks. They're playing good, surprisingly, this year, even without Russell Wilson. And Wilson, the Broncos, went to London, squats and all, on the plane ride over, win by 4 over the Jags, and they're home away from home. But Claypool with an end around, he decides to throw, and then Derek Watt's in the end zone, open, and it's touchdown. So 2 passing touchdowns, 7-7 at the end of one. Hurts found A.J. Brown, and then Claypool found Watt for 6 as well. And then Skiba in for Boswell at kicker for the Steelers, 7-7. So Pickett, once again, 6 of 7, 53 yards passing. Has been sacked a few times, I might add, so the offensive line needs to step the hell up a little bit. Harris 1 for 1 for 4 yards, and Claypool 1 for 1 for 1 yard, and the touchdown on the end around throw. Pickett also leads the team in rushing right now. Had a quarterback keeper down to keep that drive alive. 14 yards on a couple carries. Jalen Warren has a carry for 12 yards. It was 3rd and long. Luckily, or 2nd and long, excuse me. Luckily, they were able to get enough. 3rd manageable, 3rd short, sneak, keep the drive alive, and get a first down, and then they end up scoring. So Najee Harris, couple carries for a couple yards, but nothing spectacular. But Freiermuth catch for 21 yards. Johnson, 2 catches, 18 yards. Claypool, catch for 8 yards. Derek Watt has a couple catches for 6 yards in that touchdown, of course. Zach Gentry, 1 for 3. Sims, 1 of 2. So some balance, everybody touching the football. As Hurts will roll out 1st and 10, and it's incomplete. 10 for Smith with Witherspoon on the coverage at the beginning of the 2nd quarter. Hurts is 6 of 11, 69 yards passing, and the touchdown from 39 yards out to A.J. Brown, who has 3 catches, 57 yards in the score. They really don't have a running game. Neither team really does here, but scoring imbalance this season entering today. Pittsburgh with 107 total points all year, with the Eagles having more than that in their 2nd quarters alone. So be interesting to see what happens here from now until halftime, to say the least, with that being said. 2nd and 10 Eagles, and a slant over the middle of Smith for about 8, maybe 9, 3rd and short. So, once again, as well, first off, we're going to get an update. And it's the Bear touchdown that we just saw, Bears cut the lead to 14-7 Cowboys early 2nd quarter, as we are here in this game as well. But Pittsburgh offensively, of course, nothing on the first drive. Giving up the touchdown on defense to Philly. They're driving again now to defensively get the hell off the field. But, 2nd drive, they're able just to, move the sticks and, keep it simple. Balance and consistency. Get everybody the football, and they ended up scoring. A lot of penalties, like I've said, but 3rd and 1, they roll out, come back near side to the tight end, Goddard, first down. Eagles inside the 30, and will be pushed out by Minka and company. So just a good play call, I didn't think at first Nick Sirianni was going to be the right guy for Philadelphia, but he's seemingly fitting in perfectly with the Eagles, as Doug Peterson sort of got ran out of town even after winning them a Super Bowl. But as Andy Reid got ran out of town after making numerous playoff appearances and a Super Bowl, of course, never winning. They brought in Chip Kelly. Of course, that didn't work out. Peterson, with Wentz and Foles, nobody's, other than a few players from that regime are still here. Since moved on, and whether or not, greener pastures for both sides, it's still seemingly worked out for the Eagles. They're 6-0 for a reason. So 2nd and 8. The the two NFL Pennsylvania teams squaring off today. I don't necessarily call it the Keystone Classic because that's Pitt and Penn State. But, I mean, as Hurts gets hit, ball, they're going to say incomplete rather than a fumble, which looked like an incomplete pass. But, with, yeah, that's... that might be a fumble. Arms going forward. He pushed it. Malik Reed with pressure hit his arm. Yeah, they said incomplete 3rd and 8. Of course, Pittsburgh could challenge, but I don't see them doing just that because that's an incomplete pass. You have to find indisputed evidence to return, and they said incomplete on the field, and the rule will probably stand if you look at it. They get it off. Hurts. Deep ball, far side, caught, touchdown, A.J. Brown again, right on the fucking money. Jesus Christ. Somebody cover his ass. (13-7). And single-handedly, Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown are beating the Steelers right now. Witherspoon on that coverage. Turn the fuck around. I mean, that's just a one-on-one, though. I mean, there's nothing really you can do. You just got beat. You got to make a play on the ball, though, for God's sakes. Jesus Christ. A 4-minute 9-second drive. Extra point up and good. 14-7 Eagles. 12:48 to play in the first half. So, yeah, 2 touchdowns with almost 100 yards receiving now. Like I just said, be interesting to see how it goes from now until halftime and while they score. So pressure back on Pittsburgh, having to cut this lead or tie it back up again. And even with that being said, they might be playing fucking catch up all day. And then it might be a little too late when it comes down to it because defense might be tired, and just hopefully the defense can keep them in it. Offense rolling, seems like on that last drive, but you got to keep it going now. You can't, take a step back. You got to, as they scored, since you allowed them to, give them that touchdown again. You just got to keep fighting. You got to keep fighting. So, there's not really much else to be said. We'll see what it gives, but Philly's still a damn good team. I mean, myself personally, if you know me, I don't really, care for the city that much. More of a central Pennsylvania and western PA type of guy. But, you got to respect it. You got to give them credit. They're playing damn good ball, and they're beating Pittsburgh right now. Another lead. So, like I said, regardless of what Pittsburgh does, it just seems like they're going to be playing from behind all day. So, fan bases are top notch. Got a few Batmans on the Eagle offense with his birthday this upcoming week. His Halloween's tomorrow. Yeah. Like I said, single-handedly right now, Hurts and Brown. Sounds like a fucking insurance company. Single-handedly beating the Steelers. 4 possessions, 3 touchdowns. The only non-touchdown in the 4 possessions was the Steeler opening drive when they had the punt. So, some scoring, yes, no doubt about it. But from the link, here we go, kickoff. Pittsburgh on the return down 7. That's a block in the back, no flag, luckily. I'll pass the 30, 35, there's a flag. God fucking damn it. So this is coming back. Good return, but it's coming back. Now let's run the football. During the return, got a hold. God damn it.
Hey, Tuesday, members of the Eagles met up with elementary and middle school students.
You got to get this run game going, man. You got to run the damn ball.
Increased participation in youth football.
We'll see what
Those young kids getting mentored.
Pittsburgh does here offensively. Going left to right now in the second quarter, down 7 again. And they do run the ball. CBS with some glitches, but Najee Harris still nowhere to go, so it ain't going to matter. 2nd and 10, and guess what? Another flag. Another legal fucking formation. That's the third one today. You had one crucial that killed you last week. This offense needs to figure that out because, I mean, whatever's illegal about it, as Tomlin lays in the rest, and rightfully so. From the 12 now, 1st and 15. You just can't have that happen. Pump fake and then a bubble screen, and Sims gets tackled in the backfield for a loss. So 2nd and long, and they're going backwards, man. Just, okay, slow start, 3 and out, punt. Good drive, and now you're going backwards again. Like, what the fuck? Just frustrating. Very frustrating. Like, how the hell do you allow this to happen? You do it to yourself, you shoot yourselves in the foot. Put the pressure on yourself when you need to be putting the pressure on them when they're putting the pressure on you. They're playing better than you are. 2nd and 19, handoff, and man, nowhere to go. So I guess I jinxed the offensive line. I mean, Jesus Christ. Ton of penalties already. Can't block to save their life. Pickett's been sacked a few times. Kenny's also been running. But, I mean, at least they have points. They scored. They tied it, but then they gave up another touchdown. So the defense ain't doing their job either. Down 7 here, 14-7, and the Philly faithful, as loud and raucous as they are, it's 3rd and 20 for the Steelers. And unless they go deep over the middle, and of course they run a fucking screen, cut their loss and off the punt, so get back towards the 20, but 4th and a mile, and here comes Presley Harvin in his blue suede shoes. You're dressed up as Elvis. God damn, man. Just up and down, a roller fucking coaster. Harvin punts it away. Be filled at the 36. Smith for about 3 yards and tackled by Marcus Allen. Be 1st and 10. Philly up 7. All timeouts remain with 10:02 and the 2-minute warning to come as we near halftime. They will get the ball to begin the third quarter, I might add as well. So Philly right now already up 7, could do some damage before halftime, as they have in the second quarter, let alone already this year against the 6 teams they've already beat as they're undefeated 6-0. So could get ugly for Pittsburgh if they don't get a stop or two. You got to get a turnover. I mean, you had I don't know how many interceptions last week that you dropped them against Tua and company and the Dolphins, and just frustrating. Because they should have won that game. They should have beat the Patriots last month. They're right there. They should have beat the Jets as well. I mean, man, just as those two teams actually play each other today, like I said last week, they got to find a way to win these close games. And, just don't let it get too out of control. Don't let it get too far away from you. Keep yourself within reach. Just up and down, all over the place, side to side. You need to be going, forward rather than backwards, because their end zone's behind you, yeah, but yours is in front of you. You got to move the ball. They were able to on the second drive, but man, just what the hell Ian's doing? Like what the fuck?
Some people like to talk in microphones. We prefer dropping them.
It's like they show some signs of life, and then okay, we did something. We can go, rest for the next 45 minutes. I don't think so. Like, this is frustrating. Very frustrating. And as they sit at 2-5, lose today, you fall 2-6 going into a bye week. When it, very well could be 1-7. Because they beat, Tampa only by a few. And even with the wins, they've only won by 3 and 2 points. And the losses, they've been close as well. It got blown out once, but make a few stops. That game's a hell of a lot closer than what it was. They got to find a way to win these close games, and it starts right now to move forward. Even though it should have started back in training camp in the preseason, they just like playing from behind. You got to get a stop or two, man. You got to keep yourself in it. 1st and 10. Eagles, bubble screen, and missed tackles. And then Highsmith going to bring them down a loss of 10 yards. 2nd and 20. All right. So, defensively, all right. Yeah. Give up a touchdown. They scored on offense then. And then give them another touchdown. You don't do anything. And now you're back out on the field. And can you get off the field? Empty set, 2nd and 20 for the Eagles back at the 29 after that loss. And they bring pressure, but he steps up, tucks it and runs, pump fakes, but does run for 3, 3rd and 17.
What makes it really hard, Jim, is they have an extra number. And we know the quarterback runs those numbers, but there's only so many ways to do it. You start throwing off of it, well, now you all of a sudden can't play zone, right? Because now the eyes are on the quarterback. He fakes it to
Get off the field, that's all I ask. If you're giving up yardage, make sure it's less than 17 yards. Nothing more. But guess what? They'll probably give up a fucking first down right here. 3rd and 18 officially. Hurts looking to throw, dumps it off, and breaks a few tackles, and they finally Minka Fitzpatrick wraps them up back at the original line of scrimmage at the 39-yard line. So, Philly, okay, 2 good drives. They backpedal like Pittsburgh did on their last drive. 3rd time wasn't a charm. They get some yardage back, but they're going to have to punt for the first time now. As Pittsburgh get the ball back and try to cut this lead, let alone tie it up as we near halftime with 8:14 and counting to play in this 2nd quarter. And special teams, once again, could be key for the Steelers. They had a good return on the last kickoff return, but then a penalty. Penalties have hurt. Big punt to the 12. Sims on the return. Got Gunner as his gunner and a blocker, and he gets about 10 yards on the return. All right, I'll take it. So 1st and 10 for the Steeler offense with the snake, number 8, Kenny Pickett in at quarterback. And, man, Pittsburgh still has to run the fucking football here. Got to get Najee Harris going, because they haven't been able to do that whatsoever this year. Jalen Warren bulldozing his way around every once in a while, but offensively it's got to be more balanced and it's got to be more consistent. Like I said, though, at least they are, getting a lot of touches to mostly everybody on offense. And then, of course, the offensive line, decides to take a back seat and, a few penalties today already. But, what can you do? We're not coaching, technically. Halloween, we are. But even not, we're not coaching, we're not playing, we're sitting here calling it as we see it, and at times, yeah, it could be, doing better than what they are, so we think. We don't know, though. just it's frustrating. You know, if they like once again if they were more balanced and consistent offense, you know, moving the football consistently rather than okay do something and not do anything at all again. Like we want to be having this conversation. You know, it'd be okay. Like you still got to improve though, because there's always room for that. You just got to keep it going. You gotta keep grinding. And if they can keep fighting, keep themselves in this game, which they have to an extent to this point, and there's still a lot of football to be played. They should be all right because yeah, like I've said, Philly's a good team. They are. They're undefeated for a reason. They're 6-0. But even with leads, late in the game, a few of the games they've sort of hung on to win. So they're 6-0 and they could be right where Pittsburgh's at. I wouldn't say any less, but maybe a couple games above them. But they're the last unbeaten. So, of course, to this point in time, that has to speak for something, but there's only been one NFL team ever to go undefeated and win the Super Bowl. And the Steelers played that franchise last week as they celebrated 50 years of that 72 Dolphin team. So, Pittsburgh offensively here, man, just can you run the fucking football? They break the huddle, and let's see what they draw up here. What do you got there? All right. Fake the end around, fake the give. Pickett going to roll out, and it was almost caught by Deontay Johnson, almost picked off, and then still almost caught by DJ, and it falls incomplete, 2nd and 10. So, roll out on a comeback, and it falls incomplete as they go to Jim Nance and Tony Romo up in the booth.
Are they clearly the best team in the NFC? They're the best team in the NFC. There's no question. Right now, the Eagles are the most, complete team. So, offensively,
Yeah, they are complete, and they're adding to it. I wouldn't necessarily say they're the most dominant team, though, in the league, but they're undefeated. Pump fake, Pickett going to go deep near side. Caught by Pickens, but was he in bounds is the question. They say no, out of bounds and complete. What do you see? See a catch? Is there a challenge? No. Left foot's in, right foot's out. So incomplete, 3rd and 10. All right. 3rd and 10. Pickett. Over the middle. Oh, tender for Freiermuth, almost picked off right through the hands of the defender. Incomplete. 4th and 10. And Pittsburgh, even after forcing Philly to punt for the first time today, will have to punt once again themselves. And Eagles getting the ball back, still up 7. And, at least they're going to switch field, play field position, play time possession as well. But yeah, Pittsburgh, they're 28th, 3rd now this season, which is the most in the league, which is absolutely pathetic. They can't move the fucking football on offense. They can't. When they get one good drive, that's it for the most part until they get rolling again. Like, it's just, that's how frustrating it is. Not that good of a punt either. We'll see where they spot it. Looks about 35, 40-yard line, give or take, as the Zebra will run up the near sideline, and they'll spot it right at the 39. So, 1st and 10 Eagles from that yard line once again, still up 7, 14-7. Dallas up 14-7 as well against Chicago. As on Thursday night to begin this week, with the trade deadline on Tuesday, we had a good game down in Tampa Bay with the Ravens and Buccaneers. However, Baltimore, even by trailing at halftime, came back and won in the second half. And Brady has now lost 3 straight for the first time in 20 years. Bucks still in contention in the NFC South, but whoever wins this Panthers-Falcons game today with Atlanta right now up 7-3, they'll be in sole first place in the division for the time being, but still left football to be played. So 7-3 Atlanta on top of Carolina. Well, like I said, yeah, Baltimore won 27-22 at Tampa on Thursday night. We had the Broncos beat the Jaguars across the pond in London earlier this morning as well on ESPN Plus, 21-17. They'll go to Germany. The NFL will in a few short weeks with the Seahawks and Buccaneers, and then a week later on Monday night down in Mexico City to wrap up the 2022 international games. I would have to think Pittsburgh, in due time, next year or the year after, they're probably going to be playing another international game because it's been a while since they went to London. It's been almost a good decade. But Green Bay, for the first time just this year, earlier this month, a couple weeks ago, when Pittsburgh actually went to Buffalo, they had lost the Jets, but they had just went to, they lost the Giants and then lost the Jets a week later. How long am I that? The Packers had just went to London for the first time, for 15 years running. They were the last NFL team to do so. So all 32 teams have played across the pond. And now they're going to Germany. They're going to Mexico City again. Everybody in their Halloween outfits. Very subtle with the football helmet yesterday and the headset today. So from a player to a coach, we'll see what next year has in store. But get back to the action here and show off upcoming schedules. They're coming off of the bye. Pittsburgh will be going into the bye next week. But as mentioned, yes, that's, okay, sort of what's going on in the league right now. But Dallas looking to score again. And they will. And this is after they had scored once more that I didn't know. So they're up 3 scores now, 28-7. And Goddard on the reception, another 1st and 10 for the Eagles in Steeler territory now. Yeah, but we'll update these stats and scores here in a minute. Leading the flock, Philly coaches start 6-0 all time. Dick Vermeil, Andy Reid, Nick Sirianni, and Vermeil and Reid both took the Eagles to Super Bowls. And the Eagles, of course, a couple years ago are coming off Super Bowl appearance and win. And, they're 6-0-4 coming off a bye, but they lost the Steelers a week later against a rookie quarterback in Ben Roethlisberger, and got a rookie quarterback Kenny Pickett today. It was a 27-3 win for Pittsburgh. It was in Pittsburgh, other than Philly today, and on Fox, like I said, compared to CBS. But, Philly's looking good. They are. And they're looking good here on this drive again. I mean, okay, 2 good drives, 1 bad, but moving the ball again, 1st and 10 of the 29. And, I mean, once again, you got to respect it. You got to give credit where credit's due. And fake the give, pump fake. Hurts going to go deep down the far side in the end zone, and it'll be caught. And A.J. Brown once again. Jesus Christ, man. Will somebody fucking cover his ass? Jesus fucking Christ. Got a flag on the play. All right, what do we got? Might come off. Somebody please cover A.J. Brown. 3 catches, 3 touchdowns. Over 100 yards receiving. Rolling on the play is a touchdown. And then unsportsmanlike conduct for a taunt on Philly, on A.J. Brown for, 1, 2, 3. That's how many times I've scored on your ass. And same fucking play call, too. And the same defenders, Minka Fitzpatrick and Kelly Witherspoon on the coverage. And right on the money in the breadbasket. And Philly with another touchdown pass from Jalen Hurts to A.J. Brown. And the Eagles are up 20-7 with 6:13 to play in this first half. And I might add, they'll get the ball to begin the second half as well. And Pittsburgh's in trouble because this is getting ugly now. But it's 2 players. You stop them, you're all right. Because you stopped the run game, but they really haven't run it. Back to what I was saying. Like, if you can stop Hurts, whether that's just in general in the run game, stop the run game, you should be okay. Make him throw, but then you can't stop the pass. But if you can stop the pass, make him run, stop the run, then you still should be all right. But as they're stopping the run, they can't stop the fucking pass. And now Jalen Hurts is 14-20, 179 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. All 3 to A.J. Brown, who technically has 5 catches for 113 yards receiving today. Jesus Christ. And this is, of course, with Dallas, of course, leading Chicago 28-7. So a couple of blowouts here at 1 o'clock. The Lions dropped 10, 24, 14 on the Dolphins. 10-7 now Panthers at Atlanta. Got Minnesota 14-3 at home against the Cardinals. Saints shutting out the Raiders 17-zip. Jets 10-3 leading the New England Patriots. And then, the two games have already gone final this week. 8 with trade deadline on Tuesday. Once again, we still have the Titans and Texans, Commanders and Colts, 49ers and Rams, Giants and Seahawks still to come today, with Sunday Night Football being Packers-Bills. On Monday Night Football tomorrow night, for the first time since 1990, the Bengals and Browns will play on primetime on Monday Night Football. So that's on Halloween tomorrow. I'll have live watch-along reactions tonight of Sunday Night Football. We'll see about tomorrow night on Monday Night Football, WWE Monday Night Raw, to go home for WWE Crown Jewel. Next weekend, as I'll also be streaming that, just don't know technically at this point in time when yet. Figure it out, and I'll let you know. But just be sure to subscribe. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. The easiest way to update is, in fact, on social media. So scroll down, check out Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Press the subscribe button, notification bell next to it, live right here on YouTube. And thanks for tuning in and watching. So yes, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Thumbs up button, share, chat questions and comments, super chat, super sticker, super like, super thanks. Always great appreciated as well. And with the Eagles up 21-7 on the black and gold Pittsburgh Steelers, we'll get back to the action momentarily. Pittsburgh getting the football back. Still have some time and timeouts, 2-minute warning to do something here before halftime. But, like I said a little bit ago, you needed to stop. They did, but then offensively, they couldn't do anything. They give them the ball back, but then they couldn't stop them. They're down 2 scorers. Now the largest deficit of today's game is they were down 7 early. They tied it at 7, then down 7 again at 14-7, but then they can't do anything, and then now they're down 14, 21-7. Getting the ball back, but you got to do something here, pretty soon and pretty quick if you want to keep yourself in this game, because it's getting out of hand as we speak, and it could get even uglier. They can't win on the road either, I might add, this year. They did week 1. It was an overtime on a game-winning field goal, unless it would have been a tie, but just do something, man. Got to find that balance, got to find that consistency, got to find some momentum and rhythm and capitalize. And they can't stop Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. Honestly, if they're not playing or if you're stopping them, this game's still tied up at 7 as it is, or hell, you have a 7-0 lead. But the thing about it is, down 14 right now, 21-7. If you don't do anything, and then Philly continues to do stuff, and then also get the ball to begin the third quarter, you might as well just fucking pack your bags and go home. 1st and 10. Kenny Pickett, deep ball far side, complete. George Pickens, flag on the play. Got a pass interference on the Steelers. God damn it. They'll say 15-yard offensive pass interference on number 14, George Pickens, with a push-off. Pass interference on the offense, 15 yards, and they'll replay the down. God damn. Ton of penalties against the Steelers today. Let's see a replay if it was a good call or not. Romo disagrees.
Bradbury's going to run with him, but he puts his hand on him right there, and he kind of does his little Michael Irvin where you kind of throw him by, and it's right in front of the ref. If the ref wasn't standing right there.
I don't know. They called it. What can he do? 1st and 20. Let him play. Yeah, Pittsburgh has more penalties than first downs already. There's been a ton of penalties by both teams, but more so than not for the Steelers. Handoff and then an end around. Pickett out there to block for Sims. That's a fucking horse collar. Throw that flag. Come on. Yeah, they got it. They have a couple times, but not much. Yeah, that's a horse collar tackle. Where's that flag at? But 2nd and 10 now, the 35. So, all right. At least, even with that penalty, they're able to move the ball there. Pick it out of the gun, looking to throw, and far side. Nice back shoulder caught and then dropped by Pickens, incomplete. God damn it, man. You got to be kidding me. He had it, and then the ball came loose as he hit the ground, and it's incomplete. You could look at that and say catch, but then a fumble and then out of bounds, and yeah, it's incomplete. 3rd and 10 from the 35. You got to convert. And they get it off. Don't challenge. Pickett going to tuck it and run. And he dies, but I don't think he gets it. Be 4th and short. Yeah, about 4th and 2.
I think it's a go territory here. I'd go for it.
I mean, you are down 14. I wouldn't mind going for it either, but you do need a spark. You got to convert. 4th and 1. It's a 4th and 2 for the most part, though. I'd still punt foot field. But this defense is giving up 3 touchdowns to fucking Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. Pittsburgh going to call a timeout. Make it decision here when we come back. Split screen commercial. 4th and a yard. It'll be more like 4th and 2 with that spot, it looks like. Give Pickett a breather as well as he took a shot, but let's fake the run. Let's roll out and hit the tight end. Don't go deep, whatever you do. They'll motion. They'll sneak it again. All right. And they get another 1st down out of it. So that's 2 3rd and 1s, 4th and 1s, and quarterback sneaks for Kenny Pickett, and they've gotten 1st down. So keep the drive alive. Last time that happened, they ended up scoring. So, keep it up. Yeah. Talk about balance. Talk about the plays. Of course, Philly has more yardage, but Pittsburgh's controlling the clock, but they're down. They've given up the explosive plays. And it's just Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. You stop them, and everything else stays the way it is, you should be all right. 1st and 10, Pittsburgh from the 47. 3-3 and counting to play in the half. Dump off Najee Harris, and he gets about 7 yards, but be 2nd and short here. Got an injury. So, referee timeout with the injured Eagle. 3:20. 2nd and 3. Down 14. You got to score, man. You got to score points down this drive. You got to cut this lead with a field goal, or just trade touchdowns back and forth. But back to you're playing catch up. You're playing from behind all day. And then up against a good team. I mean, man, like, is it going to be enough? Because they are still going to be able to do the same. Whoops! But who flips the table? Dak and the Cowboys are up big on the Bears though right now. So. As of course, the Eagles are, having already beat the Cowboys, or return the favor and go to Dallas later on this year. But Philly 21, Pittsburgh 7 here. Steeler football 7 and 3, 3:20 to play with an Eagle injury. Yep.
You see Coach Sirianni out there with Davis. And these players really respect this coach. I mean, what an incredible hire, Jim. And you see him right there. He comes from a football family, and he is a football guy. And you can see why these players, I mean, he really respects them. He knows how hard they work. They want to play hard for him. Go ahead, give us something.
Well, he grew up in Jamestown, New York, and used to be a big Pittsburgh.
Yep.
He was a Steeler, England, Pirates fan. But you're right, his dad was a high school coach. His brothers were coaches, one in Washington and Jefferson, by the way.
2nd and 3 from the 46, empty set. And Pickett near side, complete to Claypool. First down, Steelers.
Sirianni's family, everyone's a coach. Who's the best coach in that family?
That's, well, you know, it's Jay, I believe. It's his brother Jay, or, you know, we got his brother Mike. I don't know. They've won state championships. Everybody's had success.
He talked about Jay Sirianni, who won their state championship. He ran a pro system, then they had a different team, a spread system, and they made it to the state championship game running a lean team. And so that taught him a great lesson there. What they did this year. You keep following. It's the players. It's
Draw on 1st and 10 and nowhere to go for Najee Harris. God damn it.
the system. And that's what I see this year is they've evolved that.
That'll probably take us to the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 10.
What a great example to have.
You got 2 timeouts plus the 2-minute mark.
His dad, Frank Hurts, he was there at Southwestern Central in Jamestown.
That's Jalen Hurts' dad I was talking about. Avery Hurts, who did the same thing with him, helping him keep the main thing. And you see that happening in the Eagles.
So now 2nd and 10. And yeah, 2-minute warning. AP Top 25 poll released as well in college football. College football playoff rankings will come out, though, for the first time this Tuesday night. So they'll go off of those, of course, the rest of the year. AP poll. Georgia's 1, and then Ohio State and Tennessee are tied at 2. So 2A, 2B, one's 2, one's 3, but they're tied at 2. Michigan's 4, Clemson 5, Alabama's 6. TCU stays at 7, Oregon's 8, USC and UCLA are 9 and 10 respectively. So, like I said earlier this year, watch out for the Pac-12. They're playing some damn good football. SEC West got Ole Miss at 11, Utah is 12, Kansas State is 13. Illinois at 7-1, should be undefeated at 8-0. Lost to Indiana on a Friday night last month. They're 14, LSU at 15. Penn State falls to 16 after a loss yesterday against Ohio State. Ohio State, as mentioned, is number 2 still, as they'll be at Northwestern on Saturday. Penn State at Indiana. I'll live watch long reactions of that live right here on YouTube Saturday at 3:30, so be sure to tune in. Along with WWE Crown Jewel that Saturday as well, and we'll see exactly when we do end up watching that. And then, of course, more NFL action next week, even with the Steelers on a bye week, so be sure to tune in. North Carolina 17, Oklahoma State 18. Tulane's 19. Wake Forest 20, getting blown out. NC State 21, Syracuse 22, Liberty's 23, and then Oregon State and UCF enter at 24 and 25 respectively, with, of course, a few teams receiving votes. But Pittsburgh 2nd and 10 in the meantime. 2 minutes to play. Still have 2 timeouts, but they're down 14. They got to score some more points on this drive if they want to keep themselves in this game. If not, it's going to get out of hand, as it sort of already has. Yeah, need a spark for sure. And then you got to get a stop on defense early third quarter because Philly's getting the ball to begin the second half. So 2nd and 10 from the 39. Pickett, complete Freiermuth. Pat Freiermuth down to the 21, first down. Keep it going. Got to keep it going. Bears score. Cut the lead in half. It's 28-13. Yep. Both wear 88 as well. So from the 21, 1st and 10 with Freiermuth in motion. Pickett looking to throw, going to step up. He's going to tuck it and run again, it looks like. And he will for about 3, maybe 4, depending on the spot. They'll say 3, 2nd down, and about 7. You got to score, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, Najee Harris 0 rushing yards today. Pathetic. Run the damn fucking football.
He's averaging 3.29 per carry on the season, which is second lowest.
What have I said? Huh? What have I said?
Draft pick, and that's disappointing with the sophomore slump. But the truth is, just the system in general, it's hard, it's difficult, and they're just not getting these number ones. They got
Jesus Christ. Pickett, incomplete. 3rd and 7. Yeah, you have no running game. You put the pressure on your quarterback. And that was the talk of the past few years, and then this year too, with the quarterback change from Trubisky to Pickett. Ain't gonna matter. Okay, yeah, he's playing better, but you still gotta have a running game to help him out, and they still don't have a running game. It blows my damn mind. They don't know how to run the football. 3rd and 7. Trips in a bunch near side. Pickett gonna step up, and he'll go down the sack back of the 20. So 4th and 9, and here comes about a 20, 30, 8, 9 yard field goal. Eagles with a timeout, 1:03 to play. So they're going to try to score again here before halftime, for that matter, and then get the ball to begin the second half. Yeah, but then somebody should be going out. Pickett's not even looking to his right. Yep. Man, wide open. Here comes Skiba. 38-yard field goal officially. This is his first career regular season field goal attempt. From 38, it's up, and it's good. So 21-10 now. The Steelers got the lead. And still defensively, got to get some stops. If you can get a stop or two, hold them out of the end zone before halftime, they're going to try to get a field goal, I would have to think, let alone score again. You know, they didn't call that timeout for nothing. Get the ball back a minute and 2 timeouts, and then get the ball to begin the second half. You got to continue to get stops on defense. If you can, and then the offense, you know, slowly but surely gets rolling, score some points here, score some points there, rather than score and then not do anything. It's up and down. It's got to be more balanced. It's going to be more balanced and more consistent. Can't say it enough. You'll be okay. But when it's not, you're not going to be okay. It's plain and simple, end of story. So just got to keep, you know, chipping away. If they can chop, make some stops. Turnover or 2 would help. Capitalize off of that. Just, you know, keep cutting this lead and just keep it close. Don't let it get too out of hand. You got to get stops. As I guess Stifler's mom works at Old Navy now, but yeah. I'll take the points. I'll take the field goal. No doubt about it. I mean, they could only have 2 field goals right now. Still be down, you know, 2 scores, but more than the 2 scores they are. Rather than 11, it'd be, you know, a good 13, 14 points. Make it 15 points with 2 field goals because they end up scoring rather than kicking on that drive because of the penalty. Have the field goal there, have the field goal now. It's 21-6. You're down 15. Which that's 2.5 scores more so than not, rather than, you know, okay, the touchdown, the field goal, and only down 11. You know, it's a touchdown, 2-point, a field goal. So, just, yeah, if they're a bit more consistent at being good, they're consistent at being inconsistent, no doubt about it. If they're a bit more consistent and, you know, get some stops, it'll be all right. But they just got to stop Hurts and Brown. But then you also got to cover Smith and Goddard and everybody else. Booba Miles in the backfield. We really haven't seen any of the other running backs Philly has. But, Pittsburgh has been able to stop the run. They've been able to stop the pass. So if you can stop the pass, hopefully you can continue to stop the run, but then just watch. They'll stop the pass, but then won't be able to stop the run. And then with a flag on the play, maybe an offside on the kick, Philly on the return to the 30-yard line. Fumble. He's going to be down, but 1st and 10. They have a lead. Watch, then they'd run all over him in the second half, and that's how they'll end up winning probably. And don't say I didn't say so, when I can probably guarantee you that might happen. Legal formation on the Steelers again. What the hell? That's 4 illegal formations today, 5 in the last 2 weeks. What the hell? Just, what the fuck, man? They got a lot to clean up. Can't be, committing as many penalties as they are. About 10 penalties or so. They have as many penalties as they have points. 1st and 10 from the 35. So, 1st and 10 from the 30. 5-yard penalty on the kick. Tack it on, and then a 1st down completion to Goddard. He's going to be out. Okay, reevaluated, and then he'll be out. 1st and 10. From the 47. And Hurts going to step up. They take him down on the sack. That was Malik Reed, number 50. He finally makes a play. All right. Timeout Eagles. 2nd down. Pittsburgh with 2 timeouts. Depending on what happens on these next 2 plays, you'd probably want to be calling those 2 timeouts as well to potentially get the ball back with no time. But then, are you going to do anything? Probably not. Just make sure they don't score. Philly's just trying to buy themselves some time here. A lot of timeout remaining. But Reed and Hayward on the sack on Jalen Hurts. Make it 2nd and 15, 45 seconds to play. Hurts looking to throw. It'll be incomplete, so the clock's going to stop on that. 10 for Devontae Smith. 3rd and 15. 2 timeouts. Yeah, you stop them here. You call a timeout, get the ball back, have a timeout, and, 20, 25, 30 seconds, give or take, to do something. But will they still do something even with that? Probably not, but you never know. Big 3rd down right now. 3rd and 15 for the Eagles from the 42. Hurts looking to throw. And another sack. The Steeler defense. Carlos Davis activated from the practice squad with Larry Obi-Wan Kenobi Ogunjobi out. Makes the sack. And a timeout Pittsburgh with 30 seconds. 4th and a mile for Philly. Pittsburgh getting the ball back with a timeout and time to do something before halftime. And then the Eagles getting the ball to begin the second half. But big defensive stop there by the Steelers. Cam Hayward, along with Davis, wrapping them up. Keeping themselves in it. Just hopefully the offense can get going and not turn the ball over. Talk about Philly being a complete team. Well, hopefully Pittsburgh can play a, complete game from here on out. Yep. Just stay in it. Yeah, exactly. And then Watt returns and, 2-5 today, 2-6, 3-5, whatever. It ain't gonna get any easier, but divisionally, they still don't play another divisional opponent for a couple weeks, and they've only played one, and they're 1-0 in the division to this point. Even though they went winless against the AFC East, that could hurt them in the wild card picture. But got highlights during halftime on Fox with the Cowboys up, but we'll update some stats and scores here in a minute. 1st and 10, Pittsburgh, 25 seconds as thought, and a timeout. Can you get in field goal range for Skiba? Can you score? You got to get the hell out of bounds. Pickett dumps off. Najee Harris, get out. He'll get 3 yards and out of bounds. All right. Took up 7 seconds. Got 18 seconds and a second and 8, they say. Go down the middle of the field. Frymouth. Got a timeout? No. All right. Yeah. Go to Frymouth.
18 seconds. See if they can find anything down the field with that many receivers.
Pickett get sacked. And that'll do it for the first half. Son of a bitch. Because they're not going to be in a hurry to call a timeout. Clock's is going to run out. Pickett gets. So a couple sacks by both these defenses. And, of course, the former Steeler and Javon Hargrave takes them down. So at the end of 2, as we enter halftime, the Eagles are up 11. It is 21-10. The Eagles will get the ball to begin the third quarter, I might add. And, I mean, we're pretty balanced with both these teams today. Pittsburgh with a 3-and-out and then a touchdown. And then it took them a little while to, get back downfield and kick field goal. Philly has 1 punt. They've scored on their other drives. Make that 2 punts because they just gave it away again. But halftime here, 21-10. It's Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown for 3 scores. If they stop that, I mean, Philly's probably scoring at least once or twice still. But if, because they've been able to move the football. But if they can stop that, Philly doesn't have anything to show for it because they don't have a running game. You got to stop Hurts. You got to stop A.J. Brown. But you also still got to continue to cover Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert. Quez Watkins for that matter as well. But then, the running backs with Miles Sanders and the few others that they haven't used, surprisingly. But Philly hasn't really run the football today. It's been a passing attack by both these teams because Pittsburgh can't fucking run the football either. But that's nothing new. They went trickery with the touchdown. They get the field goal. Okay, they were down 7. They tied it at 7. They were down 7 again at 14-7. And then, down 14 at 21-7. And they get the field goal. So they're just playing catch up. They're, playing from behind. They obviously like doing that for whatever reason. But just if, they only could find some rhythm, some momentum, and just put it all together. Because, defensively, they're starting to get some more stops now. Offensive line hasn't looked that great today. A ton of penalties by Pittsburgh. A couple sacks given up. Philly ain't looking that great. It's just, they've beat Pittsburgh on the deep ball, explosive play. It's to Brown times and 3 touchdowns. So they just need to execute. And Pittsburgh, once again, needs to find a way to win these close games. It's not like they're down 21. It's not like they're down even worse than that. They're only down 11 when they were down 14 at one point in time, all right? So they're continuing to cut. But as you saw away, you still got to get stops, okay? If they can, they show us some highlights, should be okay. But, they got to stop Jalen Hurts from picking them apart. They got to cover A.J. Brown better, but they got to continue to cover Devontae Smith and the rest of the receivers and the tight ends. If you turn around, bat it down, pick it off, it might not be a touchdown. Like, it's 21-10 when it could be 10-10. It could be 14-10. Could be 10-0 Pittsburgh, for all we know. but it's not. It's 21-10 Eagles at halftime. So, with that being said, the Eagles, are going to get the football begin the second half. Pittsburgh defensively has got to make some stops. I mean, Carlos Davis with a sack. Hayward with a sack as well, along with Malik Reed. They split that one. Still need these linebackers to step up. Highsmith with some pressure off the edge. Okay. Malik Reed finally arriving. But more so than not in the middle of the field, man. Devin Bush, Miles Jack, Robert Spillane. Just nowhere to be found. And then, Minka's gotten beat a couple times. With Levi Wallace out, Edmonds is back there helping him. Sutton at corner as well, but haven't really said Millette or Pierre's name today whatsoever, so need some help there, at the least. As Minka's gotten beat, as has Ahkello Witherspoon back from injury. And, offensive line, ton of penalties. They need to figure something out with the illegal shift. Just pathetic. And somebody still needs to step up a receiver. Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, George Pickens have next to nothing right now receiving. And they don't have a running game to show for it either. I mean, it'd be a different story if they did, but they don't. They still don't. They haven't. Like, they got to find a running game, man. If only they had a running game. And be more balanced and more consistent on offense, because they're consistent at being inconsistent, to say the least, no doubt about it. But find a running game. Jalen Warren had a big 12-yard run. Pickett with a couple quarterback sneaks. And the drives when he's had quarterback sneaks, they've gotten points. They got to score a touchdown and kick the fucking field goal. Like, just take what the defense is giving you. Move the football. Pick up first downs. Continue to move forward, not backward. Good drive, and then, back to doing nothing. Good drive, and then back to doing nothing. It's like you got to keep it going. But for them, it's one step forward and two steps back. They're 2 steps behind Philly, no doubt about it. They're down 11 here at halftime, but somebody still step up. Somebody's going to make some plays. Special teams, I still think, could be key today, along with the turnovers. They're going to, of course, not be able to turn it over. Saw it happen, last week in that regard. But they got to, get turnovers. They got to force and capitalize. Because they had, I don't know how many almost INTs last week, but nothing. Offensively, they are getting touches, it seems like, for everybody. But so that's balance and consistency, but it's got to be more. It can't be 1 for a yard. It can't be 2 for 5. It's got to be 3-4 for 20 plus, if not more than that. You got to keep moving the football. It's 10 yards for a first down. You can't go 1 yard and then nothing and then expect to do anything with the drive, because then you have to punt, of course. Like, no shit, ain't rocket scientists. But man, just if only they had a running game, and watch out for Philly to run the football this second half, because they're up. The passing game's there. They're going to try to find a running game as well. As both teams have tried to run the football, but nothing. That's just how good these defenses are, at least up front. If Pittsburgh can run the football, give themselves back in this game, just keep chipping away at it, give themselves a chance, they'll be all right. But the fact of the matter of it is this game could still get out of hand and out of control and get away from them, no doubt about it, with still not being able to stop the pass, but then Philly continuing to throw, but then finding a running game and then running the clock out on them, because that's happened numerous times against the Steelers defense already this season. So continue to stop the run, but then you got to get after Hurts, make him make mistakes, and go from there. And hopefully you just don't get beat deep, because that's how you've been getting beat so far today. So, with that being said, it's 21-10 at halftime. Eagles, we'll see what gives. just once again, as always, thank you for tuning in and watching. I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports. Go in, Luke96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. The thumbs up button. Share hashtag NFL, hashtag Steelers, hashtag Eagles. Chat questions and comments, super chat, super sticker, super like, super thanks. Always greatly appreciated as well. And Kenny Pickett and Jalen Hurts at halftime. As the Falcons lead the Panthers at half 14-10. Cowboys lead the Bears at halftime as well, 28-17. 27-17 Lions at the half over the Miami Dolphins. Every game is at halftime right now, 1 o'clock. Vikings 14-10 as well over the Cardinals. Saints still shutting out the Raiders 17-zip. 10-6 for the Jets on top of the Patriots at half. Of course, halftime 21-10 with the Eagles leading the Steelers. Ravens won on Thursday night at Tampa by 5, 27-22, and the Broncos won earlier today in London against the Jaguars by 4, 21-17. With games still to come, Titans, Texans, Washington, Indy, Niners, Rams, Giants, Seahawks, Packers, Bills, and Bengals, Browns with the Chiefs and Chargers on buys. The Eagles are actually playing a short week for week 9 next week at Houston. Not in baseball for the World Series, not the Phillies and Astros. It'll be the Eagles and Texans. And we'll preview NFL week 9 at a later date, probably later on tonight during Sunday football, as that is when we'll also recap college football from this past week and a preview next week. So we'll recap the NFL in full then and preview next week as well. But right now, yeah, everything at 1 o'clock is at halftime with a 4-point, 11-point, 10-point, 4-point, 17-point, 4-point, 11-point leads for the home, and home teams. All the home teams are up at halftime right now. So, as mentioned, Kenny Pickett and Jalen Hurts. Pickett, 12 of 18, 94 yards passing. Chase Claypool, of course, has the passing touchdown, though, to Derek Watt from a yard out. Pickett leads the team in rushing, so problem when you're starting quarterback leads the team in rushing. Pretty pathetic that you don't have a running game with Najee Harris, who has 4 carries and a big goose egg, 0 yards rushing. Jalen Warren has 12 yards rushing. Sims on an end around has 10 yards rushing, but Kenny Pickett 6-29 on the ground. And then Freiermuth has 39 yards receiving on 2 catches. Deontay Johnson, 2 of 18 as well. Chase Claypool has 2 catches, 15 yards. Warren, 1 for 10. Harris has 2 catches, 9 yards out of the backfield, might add as well. Watt, that touchdown reception. But that's it. And Philly, Jalen Hurts, 15 22, 191 yards and 3 scores. Has been sacked a few times, just as Kenny Pickett has as well. Hurts and Sanders, 10 yards apiece in the run game. Devontae Smith, 4 catches, 13 yards. Dallas Goedert has 5 catches, 57 yards receiving. But A.J. Brown, 5 of 113 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns. It's Hurts and Brown right now, single-handedly defeating the Pittsburgh Steelers at halftime, 21-10 with the Eagles up. So, halftime, back to the action momentarily, but just once again, thank you for tuning in and watching. 21-10, Eagles, as they'll get the ball back. And we're also being in the second half in Dallas with the Bears and Cowboys, I might add, as well. All right. Tony Romo thinks he knows so much fucking shit. Both him and Jim Nance are phonies. Whoever. Yeah. But as we kick off the third quarter here between the Steelers and Eagles, formerly the Steagles back during World War II, Philly on the return from the 5 with an 11-point lead. and brought down the 25-yard line, so just the same as a touchback, 1st and 10 for Philly from there. What does Mike Tomlin have to say? No adjustments. Well, they should stop them. It is. This game is a hell of a lot closer than the scoreboard says. He's right. Got to find a fucking running game. Gonna be fine offensively, he says. We'll see about that, but yeah, the penalties have killed him. He's right about that too. 1st and 10 from the 25. Hurts looking to throw, gonna go deep far side, and 10 for Brown, but okay, James Pierre on the coverage, incomplete. Yeah. All Philly's doing is throwing deep balls. Yeah, good coverage. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. Out of the pistol. Got receiver stacked up. Your screen Brown by himself. Bottom. Booba Miles, though, will get the run. And a big run that is out past the 45. Jesus Christ. Yeah, what'd I say? Philly with a lead. Try to run the football, and they hit the hole and go, and Mink ends up bringing them down, so all starts up front, and yeah, you got to stop the run now, but got to continue to stop the pass. Hurts, pass complete, Smith, and then Pierre on the tackle, but should be enough for a 1st down again. God damn it. Will somebody make a play? Please get a stop.
When they line up really far away from you, Jim, they're scared of you. And nobody lines up further away at the line of scrimmage. You know, no receiver has never leveraged a run at Devontae Smith on the
from the 44, 1st and 10. Another handoff. Stop the fucking run. Jesus Christ, they can't. Son of a bitch.
So what happens is you hand the ball to Sanders. So the safety has to come down because on this one, those safeties were back. The safeties stay back. It's a numbers game. The Eagles are always here to get ahead on. The numbers are small in the running box. Now you want to bring them down? Now that Smith guy outside, that Brown guy, we go ahead and throw up. There's that guy.
So 1st and 10, Philly from the 34. Pump fake, another wide open receiver, and in the end zone he goes, caught, touchdown, and Zach Pascal, touchdown Eagles. God damn. Yeah. Run the football and beat them with the play action. 27-10. This game's over. This game's over.
Very smart, Jim, when you're guarding each guy man-to-man, right? I'm going to go help on your guy. Remember that they say, do your job? Your job was not to come and help on my guy. It was to guard him. That's it. Looks like there's only 10 players on defense to win. That's right, with all these big plays.
Extra point up and good. 28-10 now Eagles with 12:53 to play in this third quarter. Just disappointing more than not.
COVID-19, some people get it, and some people can get it bad. And for those who do get it bad, it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, asthma, or smoking. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive,
croissant plus seasoned potatoes for $3.
And their red shirt for you?
It's just a standard work shirt.
Hey, gotta stay humble, man.
Thank you, Rich.
Chill's wise. Chill's Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
You kept my mouth shut for 25 years.
Now that you're back, I want you to roll it closer.
Not exactly the Lord of love expected. Was proof runs his neighborhood.
No, cool. What the heck's not like a low end?
Take me to the gang. What names?
You got a pretty good appetite for someone who was just shot at.
Such a new series streaming November 13th, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This broadcast is copyrighted by Edify Productions for the private use of all audience. Any use of this broadcast, pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of the instructions is prohibited.
Career high for Jalen Hurts, 4 touchdown passes. He had 6 touchdown passes through the first 6 games. Also 6 on the ground. This will ramp up some MVP buzz for him. How about this? The Eagles have not had a single snap in the red zone today. You would think if that's the case, it must be down. No, they've got 4 long-range touchdowns. And they
Touchback on the kick.
that's a piece of the red against the Steelers with 29
Be first and 10 Pittsburgh from the 25-yard line.
plays. Let's go down to Tracy.
Jim, obviously, Nick Sirianni pleased with the passing game, able to take advantage of A.J. Brown in that first half in the end zone, and now right here with Pascal, he said, defensively, though, we'd like to do a better job in the red zone if he has to nitpick on something, and certainly at 21-10 coming into this half, he told his guys, you need to finish the 2 halves together. A good start there, guys.
In fact, they haven't trailed.
Fake the give. Pickett pass complete to Freiermuth, who's going to break a tackle and get to the 33, but short of the first down marker, so second down and about 2.
We've done some games over there in the AFC, and what they're building Nick Sirianni here is matching what we're seeing on those top-level teams over there. Because I sit here, I go, okay, at the end of this, the Bills are going to be up here in the playoffs. The Chiefs are going to be here.
Pickett's pass incomplete. Back to Freiermuth, but incomplete. Third down.
And some of the teams that are at the top, and I'm like, ooh, well, Philly stands out for me as the team who can challenge the Bills, the Chiefs, the teams that are great over there in the AFC. And that's setting something, Chiefs. That means you're going to be a complete team. You too.
Pickett, deep ball, far side. Intended for Deontay Johnson. They want a flag. They're not going to get it. Probably a good no call. They got tangled and tripped each other, so incomplete as they both fall. Incomplete, 4th and 2. Well, he was holding them the whole fucking way, though, and then he tripped. You got to call that. Come on. You call something less than that for a pass interference, but then you don't call that. 4th down and Pittsburgh on the punt. They run a fake. 4th and 2. Steelers run a fake punt, and they get the first down. Let's go. Where the fuck's this damn mic at? Own headset. Don't even know where the hell mic's at.
Bring the offense back out. This is like the most. It's actually not been a Snell.
Perfect time to keep your team in the game, right?
Way to go.
They score touchdowns over and you go.
Marcus Allen on the fake punt. Snap it to the upback.
The former Marcus Allen with that. How about that? They're 3
Down 18.
today. So
They execute a fake punt. This has to be their spark now, man.
just did that.
You got to run the fucking football. You got to fake it. All right. Dump off. And a flag. God damn it. Got to hold 10 yards and a 3-play down. Motherfucker.
And Tracy Wilson's report at halftime, coach says, I don't think our offense is in trouble. I think our penalties are what's stopping us. And he's right, because it's coming again right here. And those are just killer penalties. I mean, 10 yards on offense, that's not exactly averaging 10 yards a play this year.
1st and 20. Just, yeah. Can't be doing stupid shit like that, man.
Rookie season, his offense is right there to the teardrops on his rookie season, which he
Pickett, complete to the 40. Claypool. They push them, and they get the first down. They're showing some fight. Let's go. Connor Hayward pushing Claypool from behind. Just get the first down. Fuck that penalty. 1st and 10 now. 25-yard catch and run. You got to work a run game into this, though. That's what I'm saying. That even with the spark, you still got to fucking run the football, please. Pickett gonna dump it off. Deontay Johnson. All right. Yeah, just keep running it. Do what you're doing till they stop it. You know, why not? These short passes, you know, similar to runs, but you know, still try to find a running game if you can. But they're gonna be throwing the rest of the way, so you know it ain't gonna matter. Just don't turn it over. Please do not turn the ball over, man. They hand off. Harris for 2. Make it 3rd and 3. Jalen Hurts had that in the fucking first quarter. Third and 3 for the Steelers. Trips near side. Big 3rd down. Got to convert. You got to score on this drive now that you know, ran a fake punt and got it. Quit bouncing around and go. Oh my God. You had green grass in front of you and you just want to fucking dance. And now nowhere to go. 4th and 2. And I mean, you sort of got to go for it. Yeah, go. Don't be dancing, man. North, south. Quitting up this east, west shit. 4th and 2. Come on. There are 3 on 3, though, for 4th down conversions the other day. Make it 4-4. Pickett looking for it wide open. Thank you. Najee Harris on the screen on the back foot. And then he tries to hurl him, man. And he gets hit out of bounds. They get the first down, though. Move the 6 again. 2 4th down conversions on this drive alone. You got to capitalize off of this now. You have momentum on your side. You got to score a touchdown. You got to cut it back down to 11. Even though you're down, your largest deficit is 18 now. There's still a bunch of football left. Another full quarter and a half. Empty set. Pickett looking to throw. Claypool spins. It gets maybe 5, 6. Be 2nd and medium. You got to keep it going, man. The Bears they're coming back from down big on the road against the Cowboys. They're still fighting. So are the Steelers here, but you got to score. Got to score. Second and 5, they hand off. Jalen Warren inside the 20, down at the 16. Pissing all over the Eagles' legs. Another big run by Jalen Warren, a bulldozer. Run the hot hand. Please continue to run Jalen Warren running back. And run Najee in the fucking screen game for that matter. Like I said, run the ball. First and 10 from the 17. Pickett. And receiver ran the wrong route. Attempt for Johnson, incomplete. 2nd and 10. Yeah, there's been some miscommunication with both of them recently. Yep. 2nd and 10. I feel like we're going to have another heart attack game on our hands if they score here. Pickett Complete, Johnson. And he'll get to the 10-yard line, but it'll be 3rd and 3. Make it 3rd and 4. Third and 4 from the 11. Needs a 7. Get it off. All right, they do. Pickett in the end zone. Incomplete. Where's the flag? Nothing. Kick it. Take points. Be down 15 and 2 scores rather than 18, and then you're, down 2 scores at 9 times 2, and you got to kick the field goal here. You got to kick it. 5:59 to play in the third. Still 3 timeouts and a full fourth quarter to play. You got to kick it here. But then you got to get stops on defense. But then you got to score touchdowns from here on out. You can't settle for 3. It is from 29. Skiba was good from 39 earlier. Kicks up and good. 28-13 now with under 6 to play. 5-5-5 officially. Eagles getting it back, and Jalen Hurts accounting for all 4 Eagle touchdowns. That's 28 points. He doesn't have 4 touchdowns. Pittsburgh's winning this game right now, 13-0. Even with all the penalties, they haven't turned the ball over yet, but they need to get a turnover on defense. They need to continue to keep cutting this lead. And if they can, they'll be okay. They'll be all right. If not, well, better luck next time, because it's going to just continue to get out of hand and you're playing from behind all day. 28-13. Eagles getting the ball back, but, Pittsburgh with a touchdown at 7, and down 14, down 11 at halftime, down 18 as they were at 28-10, and then they get a field goal. So, another 15-point lead. Two-score game, you need a touchdown and 2-point. As they have a touchdown, 2 field goals. At least, Skiba is 2 of 2. Boswell would probably be 2 of 2 as well. But, at least they have those field goals. At least he hasn't missed, coming off the bench for Boswell being injured. Because if he doesn't have those, they're down 3 scores still at, 28-7. So take it for what it's worth, but, they're down 15, 2 scores, but game's a hell of a lot closer than the score shows. It is. Once again, defensively, they can get a stop or 2. You just can't allow them to continue to drive and score touchdowns on their ass. And at this point, either, you can't force field goals. You got to get turnovers. You got to get punts. You got to get the ball back and continue to hold them to what they have. And then you got to score. They're still in it. They are. But they got to get stops. And if they can, and then score, whole new ball game in the fourth quarter. So we'll see what it is. But just once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. Cowboys up 28-23, by the way, on the Bears. Yep. And then 10 years later, they formed as the Steagles because of World War II, because neither team had enough players. Eagles have the most recent Super Bowl win. God damn it. Just shoot yourselves in the foot more with penalties. Kick out of bounds. Jesus Christ. Be 1st and 10, Eagles at the 40-yard line. But rich franchises, diehard fan bases, it's just Pennsylvania for you. Even though Philly should be part of Jersey, Pennsylvania football at the highest level with the Steelers and Eagles today. First and 10, Philly from the 40. They'll hand off to Miles Sanders. Yeah, these damn linebackers doing nothing. D-line's getting beaten and still making the tackle from behind, or a big run or a big, pass and catch. DBs are making plays. Come on, man. 2nd and 4 from the 46. Out of the pistol. Fake the give. Hurts over the middle. Incomplete intended for Brown. Then he kicks the ball. How's that not a penalty? And then Tomlin saying he pushed off. That's a penalty. That's an offense pass interference. Where's the flag? You're calling it on us. Why not calling it on us? You got to call it down the middle.
That was my pick for them. Same thing right there. A.J. Brown did it on that. Didn't get called. That's an example of frustration.
Yep. It goes both ways, man. 3rd and 4 for Philly. Goddard motion. Hurts gets the snap and then complete to Goddard and an Eagle first down. God damn it. Somebody tackle him and then Hayward comes in and brings him down. Because Rubber Splain, Miles Jack, and James Pierre, the three of them combined, couldn't tackle him. God damn it. And he brought it in with one hand. Missed tackle, missed tackle, missed tackle, and then Hayward brings him down. God damn it. 1st and 10 from the 47. Hurts, avoids a sack, rolls out near side. Flag on the play, might be coming back for a hold. Complete to A.J. Brown, and then they push him out of bounds for about a 9-yard reception. Legal formation on the Eagles. So at least they're calling legal formations on both sides now. What the hell is up with the legal formations? It's like the new fucking roughing the passer. New targeting. So 1st and 15. Another handoff, and Sanders gets about 6, maybe 7. Edmonds and Highsmith on the tackle. 4 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. And if Philly scores here with a touchdown, game's over. Field goal still within reach, but, getting out of hand as well. This is a big drive for the Steelers defense, because if they give them a touchdown, game's over. Second and 9. Hurts going to go deep again. Incomplete. Intended for A.J. Brown. Edmonds on the coverage. They finally break it up. Just imagine if they would have broke up the other 3 that he scored on. They have a 6-point lead right now at 13-7. It's a whole new ball game rather than acting how good the Eagles are. Holding 10 yards, they'll replay it down. So 2nd and long. Got an update. What do we got? Probably the Bears. Yeah. But the Cowboys just scored. Yes, they did. 35-23. Midway through the 3rd quarter. So there's back and forth. So some high-scoring games, some blowouts, some close games, a little bit of everything this Week 8 in the NFL. About midway through. 2nd and 19 from the 43 for Philly. And Jalen Hurts going to get sacked. Cam Hayward. And Anderson, 54. stepping up as well. The machine gun. Down goes Hurts. Third and a mile. 3rd and 24. You got to get off the field, Pittsburgh. You got to get a stop on defense. You got to get the ball back. No, it's not too late for TJ Watt to return. But then if it's the same old, even with him, well then, you know, might be.
Jason Kelsey. His brother is here to watch him play today. So Jason, who doesn't get the props that his pass-catching tight end brother does, but
Not necessarily gone or done for or on to next year, but yeah.
there's Travis. There's Kelsey's dad. There's Travis Kelsey. And by the way, that's a football family. We talk about families today, Sirianni's.
4th and 9 for Philly. They'll punt. So Pittsburgh does get off the field. And they will. God damn it. Don't pick that up. God fucking damn it, Gunner. Motherfucker. What the fuck are you doing? Cut his fucking ass. Jesus Christ. It would have been a touchback. And then they down at the 1. And then he picks it up and then gets tackled. And then is it a safety or is he tackled at the 1? Let that ball go. Don't touch it. It was down by Philly first at the 1 before Gunner picked it up. So they luck out. From the boot of the Eagle punter to a former Penn Stater who transferred to Texas Tech, I might add. Philly downs it before Gunner, a former Patriot, almost fucks up. And Pittsburgh lucks out, but they still got to start here. 1st and 10 from the 1. So Philly, long story short, they down the Steelers at the 1 yard line on the punt. I have a fucking heart attack. Jesus Christ.
I'm telling you that I shot the slider last night. So we just own a cat now. I close it.
You got to move the ball a little bit to start off, okay? You got to get some breathing room. You got to get a first down or two, and you got to capitalize. You got to go 99 and score. This is going to be a huge drive for the Steeler offense. This is going to show today if they can come back and win this game or not, let alone, you know, show fight the rest of the year. This could be your ball game on this drive right now. Because if Pittsburgh doesn't drive and score, like I said, you can't really settle for field goals at this point. I mean, I wouldn't mind settling for 3 if it comes down to it, but then time's not going to be on your side in the 4th quarter, and you're still going to be down 2 scores, still needing 2 touchdowns. When you need 2 touchdowns now, what it is. I mean, it'd be 12 rather than 15, and then the touchdown, the 2-point. When just 2 touchdowns would do it. But then you still got to hold them on defense, which that's a lot to ask for, okay? You really can't settle for 3. You got to go and drive and score touchdowns. So 99 yards, we'll see how many problems they got. But because if they you know, turn the ball over or punt and, you know, give them the ball back or just whatever, and then Philly with a lead and then they score or whatnot, game's over because time's not going to be on their side. As Micah Parsons talk about Penn State, hell of a play on a former Buckeye in Justin Fields on a strip sack fumble, it looked like. Scoop and score, ran in for a touchdown, and the Cowboys extend their lead. Won the defensive rookie of the year last year. Probably would have won the defensive player of the year if, you know, TJ Watt didn't have the season he had. But, you know, could be coming for that award this year. That's a hold. He's being held the whole entire time. But it was actually a pass complete and then a fumble, and then Parsons coming up from behind scoops it up. He's not down. He picks it up, and then he runs it into the end zone for a touchdown. I'm sure they'll look at it, see if he was down or not, but that's a touchdown for the Cowboys right now. 2nd and 7 for Pittsburgh. They get 3 yards. Okay. 3 yards to the 4. 2nd and 7. Got to get a first down. Got to get some breathing room here, please. Empty set. Pickett. Complete. And Johnson making, well, he'll get about 6 of the 7. About a yard short. 3rd and 1. Make a few moves, but not enough for a first down. 3rd and 1. A minute to play in this third quarter. You got to score, man. You got to go drive and score. And they'll fake the give. Claypool. Claypool's wide open. And then you go deep to Johnson and nobody's there. Got a flag on the play. They might luck out. They finally going to call a defensive pass interference on the Eagles. Pass interference on the Eagles defense. 15 yards, automatic first down. The Steelers luck out. All right. Come on. Yeah, that's a clear penalty. He held him. And the deep ball, well, he might have been there. A couple steps behind because of the penalty. First and 10 from the 24 now for Pittsburgh. Claypool in motion in the slot bottom of your screen. Pickens at the top with Deontay Johnson. Handoff, Najee Harris. Najee Harris lowers the shoulder. 15, 18-yard run up the middle. First down, Pittsburgh. Jesus Christ. Where the hell has this been at? All day, all season, for that matter. Simple draw, and they have a hole, and he hits it, and he goes, and he gets a first down run. You got to keep running the damn football, please. Pathetic. From the 42, Pickett. Ball deflected, incomplete. So I'll have to snap it once more. 2nd and 10 here, 4 seconds to play in the third. They're down 15, but they still have a pulse. They're still beaten. Whether that's themselves or at least they're trying to do something, man. From the 42. Kenny Pickett, complete. Freiermuth, first down, Steelers to begin the fourth. So they have momentum going into the final 15. Down 15 on the road against the Philadelphia Eagles. Bragging rights between Steelers and Eagles as the two NFL Pennsylvania teams. They got to score touchdowns, no field goals. And, you know, Philly really ain't done much. It's Jalen Hurts, 4 touchdowns. He doesn't have 4, let alone 3, 2 or 1. Pittsburgh's not down 15. Might be down 7 or 8. They might have a lead. They might have, a double-digit lead for that matter. But they don't. They're down 15. They trail. And with 15 minutes to play, they're driving, okay? They got to score. Kenny Pickett, what do you got? Hopefully it's no turnovers. Let's make some noise. Go drive and score. You kick the extra point, I would think, first, rather than going for 2 first, because then if you score late, you're going to need 2 to tie it. Because if you go for 2 first and then you don't get it, well, then you're, further up the creek without a paddle. You got to score, kick the extra point. Defense needs more stops, no doubt about it. And then, score again, and then you go for 2. You don't go for 2 first, you go for 2 later. We'll see what they do, but because if you go for 2 first, down 28-19 at 9, don't get it, you're still down 9 and it's a 2-score game. So you score, you got to kick it. And then hope, of course, get a defense stop, get the ball back, score again, go for 2, tied up at 28, and then whole new ball game from there. They have momentum. They do. They have a spark. And I think it goes back to that 4th down fake punt they ran. And then they got another 4th down conversion later on that drive. They're 4 for 4 on 4th down today, which that has to speak for something. And a touchdown and 2 field goals. Okay, they still going up 4 scores, and they haven't won in Philly in a while. They beat them in Pittsburgh 2 years ago, but they still have a chance here. They just can't do anything stupid. No penalties, even though they've had about 10 of them called against them. No turnovers either. You know, some balance and consistency. Pickett's going to be thrown, but run the football. They do. Yard, 2nd and 9 to begin the 4th now. But you got to score, okay? You got to kick the extra point. You got to get a defensive stop, and you got to get the ball back and score again as the stars are out in Philly. But just why not take a deep shot down the middle of the field? Where's George Pickens at when you need him? He's at a quiet game. 2nd and 9. They fake the toss, end around Steven Sims, and he gets about 11 yards and the Steeler 1st down. So they're going to continue to move the sticks. Just continue to move the football downfield. Rather than go backwards, you got to go forward. Pickett in the gun. Pickett, god damn it, gets hit, sacked, balls out, fumble, Eagles recover, and then at least Pickett recovers and makes the tackle, but we got a flag on the play, it looks like. No? It would have been a hold on the Steelers, and then a strip sack fumble. Former Steeler and Javon Hargrave once again takes down Pickett. And ball comes out, fumble, Eagles recover, and what do I say? You can't turn the ball over. But what do? They turn the ball over. And at this point now, the game's over for the most part. Come on. You can't be doing that. Just stupid. Just absolutely stupid. You had a good drive going. You had a spark after that, fake punt. You get another field goal out of it. You get a stop on defense. You're relying on this damn defense way too damn much. You know that? Get a stop, get the ball back. Start out the 1 yard line. You get out past midfield, and then you turn the ball over. And down 15 still into the 4th quarter now. You still need 2 scores, with one of them having a 2-point conversion on the end of it, and time's not on your side. Just why? Why do they always do it to themselves? They beat themselves more than they beat the other teams. It's ridiculous. You can't be, with that turnover, okay, it's only 1, but they've had numerous in the past this year. With the penalties, you can't be, just shooting yourselves in the foot with all the penalties and turnovers that have cost you. Another close game, and it's a hell of a lot closer than it actually is. When, you're either down less than you are, you have a lead, not down what you are. But you're not. You're still down the 15 you are, so just frustrating. Very frustrating. Philly 28-13. 13:30 to play. 1st and 10 for them from the 46. Empty set. It's a false start. And then Hurts over the middle, complete. Guess who? Number 11, A.J. Brown. What can Brown do for you? Well, he's going to get Philly down to the 10-yard line, 1st and goal. And 6 catches, 3 touchdowns, 150 yards receiving. But can't stop him. Can't stop Hurts' passing attack. Just a simple pass over the middle for 15, and then, yak yards on the catch and run. Can't tackle, and then they finally do bring him down to the 10-yard line. Just pathetic. At least the bye week's coming at a perfect time for Pittsburgh next week. They'll be 2-6, getting T.J. Watt back hopefully in 2 weeks. He's got to make plays. They got to execute. Handoff. Miles Sanders, he walks in, touchdown against the team, of course, in the city he grew up in. He played his college ball right here in Happy Valley at Penn State, but now he's in the eastern part of the state in Philly, and that'll do it. 12:35 to play, but the turnover late, even with them being down at the point in time, is going to cost them, and that'll be the go-ahead extending, ceiling touchdown, if you will. Miles Sanders for 20-yard touchdown run. And yeah, Philly has no running game, but like I said at halftime, watching them run the ball in the second half. More balance on both the run and the pass, but they still score a few times. They're up 21-10 at halftime. They now lead 35-13 with 12:35 to play. And the Eagles will win and get to 7-0. Pittsburgh going to drop to 2-6, but they're still 12.5 to play. So, I mean, we'll see what happens, but, this game's over, and it's been over for a little bit. Even with Pittsburgh still having a chance there a minute ago, you can't do what you did and, expect to have a chance to win. So I'll leave it at that because, well, yeah, that sucks. 35-13, your score as mentioned. 12:35 to play. Pickett, 21-32, 168 yards. Been sacked 4 times. Hurts has been sacked a few times, I might add, as well. But he's 19-28 for 285 passing and 4 touchdowns. 3 of them to A.J. Brown. The other, Quez Watkins, it was a catch for 34 yards. Or Pascal, excuse me. Catch for 34 yards and a touchdown. Watkins with a catch as well, as does Kenny G, Kenneth Gainwell out of the backfield. Devontae Smith, 5 of 23 receiving. Goddard has 6 catches, 64 yards. But yeah, A.J. Brown, 6 of 156 and 4 scores for Jalen Hurts, 3 of those to 11. Sanders now 9 carries, 78 yards rushing and a touchdown. So, yeah, Philly's still one of the best teams in the league. We knew that coming in. And Pittsburgh had them at times, but, Philly's just that good to continue to do what they've done and, win. So that has to speak for something. Like I said, I do think they're complete. Offense, defense, special teams, and about domination, though. Complete, dominant team. I don't know about that. I don't really know if any team right now in the league's, completely, dominating anybody. Philly's 6 wins. They've had a few, close games as well. But they still won. This game held a lot closer, than what it is. You stop A.J. Brown for the 3 scores. He doesn't have those, and say Hurts has 2 passing touchdowns. Or 1 to Pascal, and then Sanders has that run. And everything else goes the way it has. Philly's only up 1 at 14-13 right now. Like, A.J. Brown. Man. So, what can you do? You know, they're not stopping them, even though they haven't stopped them enough. And yeah, it is what it is. But Pittsburgh ball, 1st and 10 now, down 35-13.
Air Force Army, Saturday on CBS.
And once again, they can't win on the road. Philly jumps off sides, free play, but they'll blow it dead. You know, lost last week on the road. Previous couple times they're on the road as well. The only one they have on the road this year is week 1, and it was an overtime. As time expired, and if that kick's no good, it's a tie game. And then we have one win against Tampa 2 weeks ago, and they barely won that game. And if they lose that, they're winless then at that point. Like, they're right there. They could have a few more wins. They could have a few more losses, no doubt about it. There's really no in between with them. There never really is. But they're right there. They just got to find a way to win these close games. They got to execute. It's a couple plays here or there, a couple stops. You know, like, once again, they stop A.J. Brown. He doesn't have those 3 touchdowns. Or even if he has 1, you're down 8. But if he doesn't have any, you're down 1. You know, and this drive's a hell of a lot different than what it is. This game's a hell of a lot closer than it is, believe me. Same thing as they went to Buffalo a couple weeks ago. Gave up, they can't cover. Pickett, hands off. Najee Harris, 1st down to the 40. You know, like, just, it's frustrating when you know it's right there for the taking, and then, you know, they're letting it, you know, slip away. They just can't get the job done. So, you know, at times something's got to give. You know, coordinator-wise, yeah, you could. There's been talk and whatnot. Move on from them, whether that be now at the bye week, the end of the year if you're going to keep them. Tomlin ain't going anywhere. Believe me, they're so fucking close. They should have a few more wins rather than the 5 losses they have. But once again, they could have a few more losses compared to the 2 wins they have. That makes sense. 2nd and 4. Pickett. Going to step up. Kenny going to run. Kenny going to slide to the 45 and 1st down Steelers. You know, I mean, no doubt about it today. He's been sacked, pressured more than he, you know, I think has been in his 4 starts and 4.5 games he's played in so far this year. You know, Philly's defense with their offense as he gets hit, passing complete 10%, you know, top notch. And they still have a good running game. It didn't come on until late today, but just frustrating. After the incompletion, 2nd and 10. Pickett, handoff, Jalen Warren. Spins, gets 4, maybe 5. 3rd and medium. Empty set, 3rd and 5 from the 40. Pickett getting pressured, and he's going to get sacked again. Yeah, this offensive line, hands full. 5 sacks, penalties, the strip sack fumble. Unblocked off the edge. That's what, with empty sets, you got to have 4 receivers and a back to block for you. No. Harvin on the punt. Eagles getting it back, and yeah, this game's over. Fair catch to the 10, and Philly will start there. Up 35-13. 9:24 to go. We'll see if Jalen Hurts is going to be in at quarterback, or if they're going to rest some players are on a short week. They play at Houston on Thursday night, as the Phillies also played at Houston in the World Series the past few nights as well. Series at 1, a game apiece. Game 3 tomorrow night. And then, best of 7 for the World Series. First of 4 is going to win, so we'll see who wins that. But, Philly on a short week. They go to Houston Thursday on Thursday night. And then Pittsburgh will be on a bye. They're off next week. I'll still have NFL Live Watch Long Reactions next weekend, so be sure to tune in and be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell next to it as well, stay up to date. But then Pittsburgh in November will host New Orleans, Cincinnati, and then go to Indy on a Monday night after Thanksgiving. So they're going to be in prime time this Sunday before Thanksgiving, and then on the road on Monday Night Football the Monday after Thanksgiving. Saints, Bengals at the Colts. Those are the next 3 games. I mean, they already beat the Bengals. The other 2 are, pretty winnable. As, today's game was, last week's game was. They won against the Bucs. Today's game very similar to the Buffalo game. Even with allowing 35-plus points and, only scoring, 3 to 13 yourself, it's a hell of a lot closer than what the scoreboard shows. Before that, you should have beat the Jets. Before that, you should have beat the Browns. Before that, you should have beat the Patriots. They just couldn't stop the run late. And then, play calling on offense, they should have been doing the opposite of what they did and just shooting themselves in the foot still. Like, these are self-inflicted wounds the Steelers are giving themselves right now. This Halloween weekend, Eagles don't look that scary, but they're still a good team, and you got to give credit where credit's due. So, Gardner Minshew in at quarterback. Minshew Mania, WrestleMania 40 going to be in Philly at the Link in April 2024. Boston mascot in at tailback. So, Philly pulling some key players and going to rest with a big lead here, under 10 to play. And rightfully so. I mean, who won it? When you have the game put away for the most part. But Pittsburgh going to be getting T.J. Watt back seemingly in 2 weeks, potentially 3. The latest, he'll be back for the Bengal game. Because like I said, they had him practice this week. They didn't activate him, though, for today. It might have mattered a little bit. They were missing pressure off the edge. Even though, no doubt about it, they have since he went down. They still brought down Hurts a few times on sacks. So, it might have made a little bit of difference. But, you give him that extra week. He's already been out. You play with who you have. Rest, this week and then on a bye next week, and then you get him back then. They have 21 days to activate him after your first practice, which was this past week. And then 3 weeks from then is, right before Thanksgiving. So he's going to be back by the Bengal game. And it's probably going to be in 2 weeks against the Saints. He's going to be back in one of the next 2 games. They're on a bye next week, but T.J. Watt will be returning. Unless there's a setback of some sorts and they just full-blown place him on IR and then he's done for the year. But, at 2-6 entering the bye, okay. Like, whatever. Even though should have 3, 4, maybe 5 wins. And at 500 at 4-4, 5-3. Because once again, all the close games, find a way to win those. It's a different story than what it is right now. It is. And I'm just not saying that to say that. It truly is. So, we'll see what it gives as we, move forward. But Batman makes an appearance. And, the Dark Knight, I guess, resides in Philly rather than Pittsburgh. But All right, Pittsburgh going to get the ball back. Pickett going to have to learn here late down, as he did against Buffalo.
They're going to two centers who have been first team All-Pro 4 times and won the Super Bowl.
Down this much, the defense gets off the field as Philly puts their backups in. Like, you can still do something here on offense. You got to learn.
He's the best center in football. No question. I think there's a lot of centers waiting for him to finish up so they can get a crack at it. But he's really, one of the more athletic.
But yeah,
He's elite at the second level. He pulls as good as any center I've ever seen.
they'll be 2-6. Probably should have a couple more wins, but it is what it is. And Pittsburgh on the punt return. It'll bounce and be down at the 49-yard line, right around midfield. So, 1st and 10 for Pittsburgh from there. 7:06 to play.
This is my favorite hometown.
35-13. But, yeah, man, just...
This is the 46th year for Merrill. What a voice, what a legend. Turned 80 on September the 2nd. And longest
just frustrating. No doubt about it. Just frustrating.
Year 25 for Mike Quick. Boy, do I love those two guys. Howard Eskinder sideline.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10, Pittsburgh from the 49. Pickett going to dump it off. Jalen Warren going to get a Steeler first down. He should be starting at running back. He gets to the 36-yard line. He's shown more consistency. He's shown more promise. Shown more fight than Najee Harris has, I thought. And Pickett going to get sacked again back at the 45-yard line. God damn, man. So 2nd and long. Jalen Hurts in the meantime since they pulled him, and Minshew is in. We'll finish 19-28, 285 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. 3 of those to A.J. Brown. And if he doesn't have those 3 scores, Pittsburgh's not down as much as they are right now. It's a hell of a lot closer than it is. 2nd and 16. Jalen Warren on the draw, and he gets another Steeler first down. He's Pittsburgh's number 1 running back right now. He's able to move the football. Play him more. He's an undrafted rookie free agent out of Oklahoma State. He's showing signs of what he can do, whether it's in situations like this or not. He just, man, he has... He has shown, I think, he can, at least should be playing a little bit more than he is. Pickett going to dump it off to him. About 3rd and 6 coming up, but and Najee just hasn't been the same this year. Whether it's the foot injury or not, it just, man, sucks they can't run the football. Because then Pickett has to do it all by himself. And he can't do it all by himself. It's a team sport, it's a team game. From the 23rd and 7. Pickett over the middle. Picked off in the end zone. It wasn't his fault, though. It's intended for Freiermuth. It would have been caught for a touchdown. But then the defender in front of him got his hand up and deflected it high in the air, and then they picked it off. And then a return for a few yards. So, 2 interceptions or 2 turnovers late by Pickett. But that INT is not his fault. Yeah, that would have been caught for a touchdown. And then a pick, but 1st and 10, Eagles, 4:18 to play. They could probably drain this clock if they get a couple first downs. But we'll see about that. Pittsburgh could still get the ball back, but yeah, But when you're throwing and you're down, there's a better chance you're going to throw more interceptions than not. You know, Hall of Fame quarterbacks, the more you throw, the more better chance it's going to be picked off. And, well, they don't have a running game. They got to throw. Well, that's that stat for you. That's what with the offensive play calling, man. It's just, it's frustrating. So 2nd and 3 for Philly. They just, got to find a way to win these close games, execute, make some more plays, find a running game, man. Hand off, and nowhere to go. 3rd down for Philly at the 20. So, but just, one of those days again, one of those games. Timeout Pittsburgh, going to try to get the ball back here, but it ain't going to matter. So we're playing 8 quarters. But after the timeout, 3rd and 3, 3:29 to play. They get a first down here, which they do, out past the 30, 35, 40, the 42. They, as they stay in bounds, can really drain this clock. Pittsburgh with 2 timeouts, 2-minute warning. I mean, they might have to get another first down, but they'll just drain the clock here. I'm sure a lot of people have turned this game off. I haven't. Here I am, still watching. So thank you for tuning in and watching as well. But just they're right there. They are. They just got to execute. Got to make more stops. Got to find a running game. Of course, got to score more points too. No doubt about it. But this game's a hell of a lot closer than the scoreboard shows. Just like, another big blowout loss on the road a couple weeks ago. But then even the wins that they have could be losses, let alone a tie. A few of the losses probably should be wins, but as both sides they're not. They're 2-5 and they'll fall to 2-6 when they lost today. So injury timeout, 2nd down and 8 for Philly, 2:21 to play, but 35-13 your score, and will probably be the final score as well. So, But that is pretty crazy. Philly hasn't trailed in the second half at all yet this year. They're close today. It was 21-10. 28-10, 28-13, and then Pittsburgh with momentum, and then they turn the ball over. Score, okay, cut the lead again, score, could have tied it up. I mean, that's still not trailing, but, just frustrating, man. See what Tomlin has to say, but press conferences are always short and sweet to begin with. 2-6 for Pittsburgh bye week, and then, like I said, New Orleans coming in, which winnable. They're to beat Cincy and then go into Indy should be winnable too. So 2-6, they could be 5-6 going into December. And then from there on, as we hit the 2-minute mark, Eagle football, first down's going to close it out here and run the clock. But Then you go to Atlanta, which be a good close game, tough game because they're playing pretty damn good. They normally, play Pittsburgh tough to begin with, but then even going to Carolina before um, Christmas and getting the Raiders at home on Christmas Eve night, you still have divisional games to be played. You already went to Cincinnati once, along with Cleveland once. You're 1-1 in those two games. You still have Cincinnati and Cleveland to come to Pittsburgh the Sunday before Thanksgiving, and then Cleveland late in the year. But then you still have a home and home with Baltimore, I might add, as well. So it still ain't going to get any easier. But they could be 5-6 going into December, looking ahead. Winnable games. I mean, okay, 4-7, 3-8. Hopefully, fucking God, not 2-9. Because at that point, the season's for sure over. That's a losing season at 8-9. They got swept by the AFC East. They still have a couple AFC teams to play, the Raiders and the Colts, outside of the division. Talk about playoff position if they don't, make a run in the North and somehow, some way win that, because it's what they've only played 2 games in division. They're 1-1. If they can win the divisional games, still have a chance at that. If not, and then, well, whether they get help or not, it really ain't gonna matter. Win some games here, win some games there. Talk about wild card. Well, you're going to be on the outside looking in, and then at that point, it's like just hopefully you have a winning season rather than a losing season for the first time in 19 years. So, yeah, we'll see what it gives moving forward, but it ain't going to get any easier still. Even with right middle of pack 500 schedule. For toughness this year in the league, they're 2-6 going into the bye week. Okay, and this will do it for October. Off next week, play the Saints at home in 2 weeks on Fox, and then NBC. Sunday Night Football before Thanksgiving, home against the Bengals. Go to Indy on a Monday night. So this will be the final CBS game, presumably until early mid-December when they go to Atlanta along with hosting Baltimore. So it doesn't matter. They're going to be on TV, but they're still going to have a chance to win, let alone lose or tie. A lot of games played, but 3rd and 6 here, minute 15 to play. Handoff to get a first down. They can run the clock, and they do. Pittsburgh with 2 timeouts. Ain't going to matter. A couple of nil downs. The game's going to be over. And the Eagles will win it 35-13 over the Pittsburgh Steelers today. We'll see if we get bonus coverage or not. Got the Cowboys up about 20 on the Bears on Fox with a few minutes to play. So doubleheader for both CBS and Fox today, but Fox has America's Game of the Week. I'll be back on live later on tonight for Sunday Night Football live watch along reactions. Be sure to tune in then for Packers Bills. But here's 1-0 down, and that'll do it. That's all she wrote. And the Eagles beat the Steelers 35-13. Pittsburgh reportedly still hasn't won in Philadelphia since 1965. Just as the Eagles get to 7-0, Pittsburgh falls to 2-6. Philly on a short week coming off of a bye. Win today, they'll play at Houston Thursday. Pittsburgh going into a bye at 2-6, losing 2 in a row once again, something they've already done this year, losing 4 in a row after a 1-0 start. We're at 1-4, 2-4, the win over the Bucs a couple weeks ago, and then they lose last week at Miami, and then also lose today at Philly, 35-13. Eagles improved to 7-0, 35-13 winner of the Steelers, who once again fall to 2-6. It does look like we're getting bonus coverage, and that'll be Patriots-Jets with 2 minutes to play, but New England's up 12. So take a look around the league here, see what else is going on. But of course, just be sure to tune back in later on for more NFL Live Watch Long Reactions, Sunday Football, Packers, Bills, live right here on YouTube. And then that is when we'll give a full recap and preview of college football from this past week and NFL as well. But, well, they're giving us bonus coverage here because Bill Belichick's about to surpass George Halas for the second most all-time wins in NFL history with a win today against the franchise he was the head coach of for about a couple hours in the New York Jets before, of course, he took the Patriot job. Jets score in the meantime. They have no timeouts, minute 51 to play. But Zach Wilson with a passing touchdown. So they'll try for an onside kick and get the ball back, and then a touchdown will then win it for them. But New England can then, they would recover the onside kick, run the clock out then at that point. And then they would win, bounce back after losing to Chicago. Cowboys are going to beat the Bears, it looks like. And then, you know, Belichick with win 325 as he's tied for 324 right now. Extra point up and good. So 22-17 Patriots, minute 51 to go. Onside kick to come, but let's see what else is going final. See what else is on. Got a close one with Atlanta leading by 31-28 of Carolina. We had the Dolphins win at Detroit 31-27. The Saints shut out the Raiders 24-0 as well. Of course, this is all after the Ravens beat the Bucs on Thursday night and the Broncos beat the Jaguars earlier today in London. Eagles with 35-13 win as well over the Steelers. Thanks for tuning in and watching. But 22-17 Patriots on top of the Jets. The Vikings lead by 8 with the ball and 8.5 to play, 34-26 over the Cardinals. Dallas up 20, 5 minutes to play with the ball as well over the Bears, 49-29. And, Atlanta 31-28 over Carolina with Titans, Texans, Washington, Indy, 49ers, Rams, Giants, Seahawks, Packers, Bills, and Bengals, Browns still to come this NFL Week 8 with the Chiefs and Chargers on byes. But New England with a timeout. Got 3 of them, might as well call one of them. Minute 51 to go. Make sure you're set on the onside kick with your hands. Team to recover to seal the deal. But in the win for the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, 19-28, 285, and 4 scores. A.J. Brown, 6 catches, 156 yards, and 3 of those 4 passing touchdowns for Jalen Hurts. But most all that was in the first half. Once again, if Pittsburgh stops him, this game's a hell of a lot closer than what it was. Just like a couple weeks ago with Josh Allen and Gabe Davis. Today it was Jalen Hurts to A.J. Brown. Miles Sanders did have 9 carries, 78 yards rushing, and a touchdown. Boston Scott, 7-21 late. Hurts had 2 carries, 10 yards. But most of Sanders' rushing yards were also in the second half. As Philly was up 21-10 at halftime, they found a running game. More balanced on offense in the second half than they were in the first half. They were throwing it all over the place in the first and second quarter, and Pittsburgh still couldn't stop them, and rightfully so. You're going to, continue to do what you're doing if it's working. As the Patriots recover, Patriots will win, and they might have to get a first down, but New England going to beat the Jets, and Belichick going to get win 325, so congratulations to him. And he's now 23 away from surpassing Don Shula as the NFL's all-time winningest coach. So 23 wins from now until the end of the year, give or take, try to do the math with, add in a bye week, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks left to go in the regular season, plus the playoffs. Yeah, Belichick will probably be surpassing if New England's winning, 8, 10, 12 games a year. He'll break that record, I think, sometime around this time next year. Yeah. We'll see. Okay. Eagles win. get bonus coverage with the Patriots. They're going to win. Cowboys are going to win. They show Atlanta's late touchdown. Carolina with the ball, though, down 3. They need a field goal to tie it for us overtime. So maybe that'll be bonus coverage on Fox if they do get to overtime, and then this game in the meantime wraps up. But we'll see. But, yeah, no, Pittsburgh just, once again, can't cover, can't tackle on defense. Jalen Warren late was showing fight at running back. Defense made stops at times, but they gave up too much early. Couldn't stop the pass. Can't cover, can't tackle. Just A.J. Brown today. Like I said, it was Josh Allen and Gabe Davis a couple weeks ago. Today it was Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. You stop them, game's a hell of a lot closer than what the final score showed at 38-3 and 35-13 today. Man, just frustrating as all hell. So, post-game handshakes from earlier, post-game handshakes now. Belichick wins 325, surpasses George Halas, who coached the Bears and owned the Bears. They, of course, could have beat the Bears on Monday Night at home last week, but they didn't. Chicago won. Chicago going to lose at Dallas today. But the Patriots win today, bounce back, and beat the Jets 22-17. So, maybe CBS will give us more bonus coverage. It doesn't look like it, though, because the 3 games that are still left on are on Fox. Okay. Because everything else that I named off, with the Dolphins winning, the Patriots out, Eagles winning, Broncos winning earlier, as did the Ravens on Thursday night. The Saints shut out the Raiders. Everything else at 1 o'clock's on Fox. Panthers need a field goal to tie to force overtime. Cowboys are going to beat the Bears. Fox could give us bonus coverage to Cardinals Vikings, potentially. They got time left in a 1-score game. But then CBS with 1 game here at 4 o'clock. Titans Texans, which is, a doubleheader for some. But then America's Game of the Week is on Fox. 49ers Rams. Fox will also have Washington, Indy, and Giants, Seahawks, as mentioned. Then Sunday Football, Packers, Bills, Monday Football tomorrow night on Halloween. First time the Bengals and Browns are playing in primetime on Monday Night Football since 1990. So be sure to tune back in for those live watch along reactions live here on YouTube. Sunday Football tonight with Packers and Bills, and we'll see about tomorrow night for Monday Night Football, the Monday Night Raw for WWE Crown Jewel. But that's what's going on in the NFL. Of course, later on we'll recap and preview what's going on, what's happened, what's still to come then. But today, in the Battle of Pennsylvania, the Philadelphia Eagles defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers 35-13. I guess, hell, even my coaching, the few plays that I would have called in wouldn't have mattered. They were still going to do what they were doing, and it wasn't much. And just playing yesterday didn't help. Coaching today didn't help. Long losing weekend, for that matter. They're getting TJ Watt back, which is going to be good, okay? They could be 5-6 going into December, and then, a chance. Which, that might be a stretch to some, but a couple winnable games coming up. But they've had winnable games in the past that they've lost. Once they've just got to find a way to close games, because once again today's game was a hell of a lot closer than the final score showed. 35-13 when it, you take away the 3 touchdowns. Subtract 35-28, 28-21, and then 21-14 for A.J. Brown not scoring. It's 14-13, folks, okay? If he doesn't score. But he did. He scored 3 times. Even if he scores twice, they're down 1, and then, they're playing with more fight late. The game's a hell of a lot closer than it was. Or if he scores twice, okay. 28-13 as it was, and then you score, but you don't because you turn it over, and then turn it over again, and just one thing or another, just shoot themselves in the foot. Way too damn much. All the penalties today. The two turnovers late. The first one was crucial, especially in a two-score game at that point in time. Because if they drive and score, it's a whole new game. They're down, 7 or 8, depending if they go for two first or hold off and wait. Because the defense was getting them stops, and the defense was also giving up big plays. Like, they're right there. Believe me, they're right there. And I'm just not saying it to say it. They just need to find a way to win these close games. And if so, it's a hell of a lot different than 2-6. They honestly probably, like I said, should be 4-4 or 5-3 right now, but they're not. They're 2-6. They've lost the close games that they should have won, because they should have beat New England. They should have beat the New York Jets, as New England beat the Jets today, and Belichick wins 325. Okay, squash the Bills and Eagles road losses for sure. There's 2 losses, but okay, still a hell of a lot closer than the final score showed. I'm not counting a 12-point loss at Cleveland, because it was a 6-point loss. Late touchdown as time expired. That game was a hell of a lot closer than it was. They beat Tampa. They beat Cincinnati. 1 win at home, 1 win on the road. They can't win on the road. They can't win at home either, but they can't win on the road, more so. No, they haven't won on the road since week 1 back on 9/11. And overtime, as time expired and game-winning field goal. And if that's no good, it's a tie. So then they have 1 loss, and they lose to Tampa, they're winless. And, last week they had a ton of turnovers off of Tua, but all dropped INTs, couldn't, as they turned the ball over themselves a few times, even with penalties, just, that's a win. The Buccaneer game was for sure a win. The Jets game's a win. The Patriot game's a win. They won by 3. They won by 2, but they lost by 3, they lost by 4, and they lost by 6. Last I checked, that's 1 score. That's a few plays here or there. Believe me, they're right there. They need to find a way to win these close games. And, regardless of that means getting TJ Watt back or not, he played the whole way through the Bengal game until he went down late in the fourth quarter. They scored. We went to overtime, back and forth in that affair. Didn't know who was going to win. And, they still won. But, lost 4 in a row, won, now lost 2 in a row. They need him back. They need pressure off the edge because they've missed it. No doubt about it. But even with him or without him, somebody still needs to step the hell up. They still need to make plays. Okay? More so than not, the middle linebackers with Devin Bush, Miles Jack, and Robert Spillane. Kenny Pickett on offense can't do it all himself either. They need to find a fucking running game. Can't state that enough. Whether that's Najee Harris, Jalen Warren. I think Warren, deserves to play a little bit more than he has. Somebody still needs to step up at receiver, for God's sakes. I mean, neither of the 3 of them. Sims had a decent game, I thought. Freiermuth, okay, all right, but nothing else at tight end from Zach Gentry or Connor Hayward by any means. But, whether it be Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, George Pickens, none of them were, really there today. Pickens had a passing touchdown, or Claypool had a passing touchdown, excuse me. Pickens had a couple catches for basically next to nothing, just like Deontay Johnson. They got to be more balanced, got to be more consistent. They were getting playmakers of the ball earlier, a lot of touches, but then after that, Philly's defense is that damn good though too. But still, it's tough. Wonder what Bill Cowher's saying right now about Pittsburgh as they recap the Steeler-Eagle game. But something's got to give, something's got to change. And Tomlin ain't going anywhere. We know that much. But the coordinators, position coaches, players just need to play better, to begin with. They're banged up at a few spots too, no doubt about it. Cam Hayward made some plays as he always does today, but he can't do it all in the middle of himself. They need Watt coming off the edge to help him out. Alex Highsmith needs to step up. Malik Reed had a sack. Okay, but the middle backers and then the back end, Minka Fitzpatrick got burnt, as did Keller Weatherspoon in his return. Cam Sutton was non-existent. Pierre Millette late, okay, making a play or two, but, didn't matter because they weren't able to stop Jalen Hurts to A.J. Brown, as Fox actually does give us bonus coverage of Carolina and Atlanta as Dallas defeats Chicago. And then it was 31-28 Carolina with the ball, but then the Falcons get it back and kick another field goal, so now they're up 34-28. And they're waiting for the 49ers and Rams to kick off, and a Monday Night Football rematch from just a few weeks ago, and of course the NFC Championship rematch from last year, in which the 49ers won a few weeks ago. And thank you to anybody who tuned in to watch that live watch long reaction stream then, and thank you for tuning in live right now and watching. But man, just one of those days, one of those games again. They get beat. Philly's good, but I mean, honestly, today, I didn't necessarily think they were, great, but they still found a way to win because they did enough early, and then their defense, played good enough late, and a bunch of sacks by both defenses, a couple turnovers, a ton of penalties from the refs, a little bit of everything today around the league as well, with a few blowouts, a shutout. I might add in that blowout for the Saints win over the Raiders. But, some close games. I mean, hell, all the home teams were leading at halftime. I don't know if that's necessarily true in final scores. I don't believe so. Miami and New England were the two that ended up winning on the road at 1 o'clock. As Denver won on the road at Jacksonville in London earlier today, and Baltimore won on the road Thursday night with 4 o'clock games to kick off and Monday Night Football still to come. But offensively, once again, Jalen Hurts in the win, 19-28, 285 and 4 scores. Miles Sanders had 78 yards rushing and a touchdown late. A.J. Brown, 156 and 3 touchdowns. Goddard, 664. Pascal had 2 catches, 57 yards and a touchdown. Devontae Smith, 5 of 23. They had 6 sacks on Kenny Pickett and then 2 turnovers as well. Penn State, still thinking about yesterday for whatever reason. Losing yesterday, and then if you're a Steeler fan, as the Panthers score, game-winning touchdown, it looks like. If you're a Penn State and a Steeler fan, this weekend for myself just absolutely sucks. If you're a Penn State and Eagle fan, okay, at least they won today. But the Pittsburgh Steelers, as they were 1 of 12 on third down, they were 4 of 4 on fourth down. So that has to speak for something. They got to convert on third down. You got to get the hell off the field on third down, I might add, as well, as Philly was 7 of 12. 100 less total yards, 10 total drives by both teams. But even though they had more rushing yards than Philly and controlled the clock by a good 10 minutes, they had 9 penalties, 6 sacks, and 2 turnovers against them. Okay? And they couldn't stop the Jalen Hurts, A. Brown connection. Offensively, once again, if they can find a running game with Najee Harris and Jalen Warren, both of them would be better. 1 of 2, fine by me. Somebody run the fucking football, okay? Need to find a running game. If they can find a running game, help out Kenny Pickett as he finished 25 of 38 for $191. Had a fumble, had an interception, was sacked 6 times. Claypool had the passing touchdown to Derek Watt. Somebody still needs to step up a receiver. The offensive line looked like shit today. But if they can find a running game to help them out and execute, balance and consistency on offense, work the sticks, when they show some signs of life, they look pretty good. But then you can't do one thing and then take 2 steps back. Okay? You got to keep going. You got to move forward. You can't do one thing and then just relax, because then they're still going to do something. They're just going to bypass you, as they did, as teams have 6 times now, because you've lost 6 games. 4 in a row, make it 2 in a row again. They're 2-6 going into a bye week. Crucial extra point. No good. And we might be going to overtime on Fox with bonus coverage with Panthers and Falcons tied at 34. But Atlanta's going to need a game-winning field goal or touchdown for that matter to win it. But defensively then, man, they're still able to get after the quarterback at times. They're missing T.J. Watt, yes. They're missing forcing turnovers though and capitalizing off of them because they're shooting themselves in the foot, giving that to teams, and then wondering why you're down. Um, just it's frustrating, very frustrating right now as a Steeler fan. Um, Overall, somebody still needs to step the hell up. We'll see who does, if anybody at all, and if there's going to be any difference whatsoever when TJ Watt returns or not. Because well, then if not, well then there's a serious fucking problem. Um, and it's, they're just playing like dog shit. Well, they already are. I don't know how much worse than dog shit you can get. I mean, dog shit ain't um, that big unless you have a big dog. Um, I guess horse shit or cow shit's bigger. Um, does a bear shit in the woods? Did the Steelers just lose again? Yes, they did. Um, just frustrating. Um, DeMarvin Leal's on IR. Hopefully they get him back. Ogunjobi was out today, so Hayward was by himself in the middle, it felt like. Carlos Davis did have a sack coming off the practice squad, but he's going to elevate back down, just like Skiba will as well with Boswell returning. You have Wormley and Alulu not doing a damn thing. Malik Reed had a tackle or two today, including a sack. Highsmith really didn't do much. But these middle linebackers, once again, Devin Bush, Miles Jack, Robert Spillane, Jameer Jones. Why not elevate Mark Robinson? He's been inactive every fucking game. Obviously, you see something in him, but, why isn't he playing? They had a spark, though, okay? 4 or 4 on fourth down, and they had a fake punt. And then they continued to drive, get another fourth down conversion on that drive, end up getting a field goal, but then later, down 28-13, starting out at the 1 yard line, get out past midfield, and then they turn the ball over, and then the game's over from then with about 9.5 to play. Must be something with 9 minutes and 26 seconds or 9 minutes and 30 seconds this weekend for whatever fucking reason, for teams just to, disappear. But somebody still needs to step up. They need to make plays, long story short. They need to get stops. They're so fucking close, believe me. They need to, once again, find a way to win these close games. It was a 35-13 loss today, but the game's a hell of a lot closer than it actually was. Just like the Buffalo Bill loss a couple weeks ago. At least they had a couple more points to show for today. I mean, they probably ended with 13 at Buffalo if they make the field goals. They ended with 13 today. So, I mean, yeah, they're only averaging, less than 20 points a game. 23, 14, 17, 23, 20, 10, and 13 today. So do the math on that and let me know. But, yeah, going into bye week, they're 2-6, okay? They've scored more points than their opponent twice, and they've won. But then they've also scored less than their opponents 6 times in those games, including one at a time. Lost all 6. So 2-6 going into bye week. They get the Saints in 2 weeks. We're going overtime in Atlanta with the Panthers, and Falcons tied at 34. I'll let everybody know who wins that game later on. But as the 49ers and Rams are about to kick off on Fox as well. In the meantime, yeah, something's got to give. They got to figure something out. They just got to, find a way to make plays, get some stops, and just, win these close games. Because they're right there, they're in it. They're 2-6 when they probably should be 4-4 or, 5-3, but it could be a hell of a lot worse than it is. Let alone better, for that matter. 4-4, 5-3, but it's 2-6 when it could be 1-7 or 0-7-1 or 0-8 for that matter. But it's still at the same point in time ain't gonna get any easier. You got 2 home games coming up, couple winnable games as well. So we'll see. We'll see. It might turn into a long season at this point, if not. But just as always, thank you for tuning in and watching. Thanks for the support. Hoping, the Steelers would, do the same with fight, with, winning games rather than losing games, because, winning, once again, when you win, you say less, But even when you lose, you say little, win, say less. Losing fucking sucks, man. Just another one bites the dust for the Eagles. They're 7-0. They haven't lost yet. When Pittsburgh has only won twice and lost 6 times. Philly going to be on a short week at Houston Thursday night as sports world revolves around those two cities right now. Seems like, especially in baseball, with the World Series, and then Thursday night football. But baseball wrapping up, NASCAR at Martinsville today as the playoffs continue. Their season winding down here shortly as well. Basketball and hockey just started, but in the meantime, as wrestling continues all year, we're in the thick of it during football season here, almost at the midway point of the NFL trade deadline on Tuesday. So we'll see if any moves, get made from any of the 32 teams or not. We've had a few already, but, we'll see how wild it gets from now until Tuesday at 4 o'clock. But as honestly, the NFL trade deadlines turned into the MLB trade deadline at the midway point, because the NFL trade deadline up until about 5 years ago was nothing midway through the year. And now teams are trying to upgrade and, bring players in to be that one key piece they need to, maybe make a run in the Super Bowl. As Pittsburgh's still going to have a chance, to do some damage this year. I'm not saying they're going to make the playoffs, let alone win in the playoffs or go to the Super Bowl and win for that matter right now. You still got to build towards the future. You have a rookie quarterback, but Ben also, as Kenny Pickett ain't Ben Roethlisberger though, did in fact make the playoffs in his rookie year. They were 15-1 though, and they won the AFC Championship game before losing and then winning the AFC Championship game, and the year later in the second year. But Philly's a good team. They are. You got to give them credit. You got to have some respect for them. Like I said, as much as I hate the city, the Eagles are playing some damn good football. So they're 7-0. They beat the Steelers today. When Pittsburgh, at times probably should have came back and won the game, but they didn't. Philly won. And, with that being said, there's not really much else to be said. Pittsburgh's once again right there. They just got to find a way to execute, make a few more plays, and win these close games, and hopefully find a running game on offense to help out Kenny Pickett. But yeah, I'll leave it at that. Once again, there's not really much else to be said. So Steelers going to a bye. Hopefully they can get healthy at some, key positions, get TJ Watt back as well. But even with the Steelers on a bye next week, I'll still have NFL Live Watch Long Reactions, so be sure to tune in for those. Thank you for tuning in and watching today. Tune back in later on tonight for Sunday Football Live Watch Long Reactions, along with next week in college football, and then for WWE Crown Jewel. As into November we go. Happy Halloween tomorrow. But Thanksgiving and Christmas right around the corner. We'll have 3 wrestling pay-per-views on 3 of the 4 Saturdays in November as well. So I'll also have live watch long reactions of those. But college football and NFL continues with Penn State and Pittsburgh Steelers live watch long reactions live on YouTube. So you should tune in for all of those as well. But the Steelers will return in 2 weeks after a bye next week at home against New Orleans Saints, who won today, shutting out the Raiders 24-0. So that should be a good game. I mean, the Bengals game should be a good game as well as Colts on the road on a Monday night. So they'll be in prime time 2 out of the next 3 games. The Saints game's at 1 o'clock, but then Cincy on a Sunday night before Thanksgiving, and then Indy at the Colts on a Monday night after Thanksgiving. So we'll see if they can show out in prime time and shut everybody up, or if they're gonna play this bad in prime time and okay, we suck. Should be 3 good games. Like I said, they could get to 5-6 going into December. Just hope to God it's not 2-9. Maybe it's somewhere in between. But once again, they just got to find a way to win these close games. They do. So I'll leave it at that. But they got the Saints in 2 weeks. And hope to see everybody then for NFL Saints Steelers live watch long reactions live on YouTube then. So in the meantime, once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. Be sure to like, follow us on social media, links in the description below. And the Philadelphia Eagles defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers today by, once again, a final score of 35-13 as Philly gets to 7-0, short week at Houston Thursday night, just like the Astros and Phillies in the MLB World Series, tied at 1. We'll see who wins that in a best of 7. That'll be done by Saturday, as they'll be playing all week. If it goes a full 7 games, the first 4, of course, wins it. But in the meantime, yeah, Pittsburgh falls to 2-6. They haven't been 2-6 in God knows how long. I'm gonna have to look that up, or if anybody does in fact know, let me know in the comments below. And once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. But man, just frustrating, when you know it's right there for the taking, and then it just goes by as if nothing happened. On the next game, no, you gotta grab the bull by the fucking horns and take advantage of it when they're honestly really not at this point. So we'll see where we go from here once again, but I'll leave it at that. That'll do it for myself, your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Quinn Luke 96 once again. So thanks for tuning in and watching. Philly wins. They get to 7-0 with a 35-13 win over the Pittsburgh Steelers, who fall to 2-6. They're on a short week at Houston once again on Thursday night. Pittsburgh on a bye before they host the Saints in 2 weeks' time. Hope to see everybody then. But today, the Eagles defeat the Steelers once again by a final score of 35-13.